I didn't learn Māori to advance my career. I learned Māori to understand why I am. A lot of them, the backing of the Māori was, I went to a tangi. That's so therefore I'm Māori. It's like, no. People of Māori that are reoffenders don't know their Maori culture. Because if you did, you wouldn't be doing some of the things you'll do. The thing is, as a teacher, there's things I can't be seen doing in public. You know, you are seen by students, so you can't participate in certain things that
What
other
have you
people
been participating in?
Cosplay.
With the cosplay, you get into that. So what are you dressing up as?
I usually dress up as, and don't get us cancelled, I usually get dressed up as a deaf
With that,
or deaf.
How do you think the educational system has developed or changed between your time in those 30 years time span? What is the schooling system doing to adapt to the evolution of technology?
Like when I was at school, there was no such, we didn't even have cell phones. They didn't exist. I'm that age. They didn't exist.
I can see that. What's your thoughts on the likes of discipline being basically, I feel like it's getting removed from the schooling. They don't even have detention anymore.
I was of the era where I was young enough to still be given the strap era. Charges. Right. I was given the strap. He did try to stab you. I went, because I know why. I embarrassed him. I forgot he can't read or write.
How does a teacher take the walk of life into the world of professional wrestling? How did that take it?
So New Zealand wrestlers, remember, this is not a wrestling career. This is something they do on the side. They still got to go to work the next day. So you don't want to break their arms, and I feel so terrible because I've broken a guy's arm.
Oh no! What was the move?
Shut up.
Where were you living in the United States?
I was living in Los Angeles at the time.
And what takes you on that journey?
I knew I wasn't going to make money over there, but I wasn't there to make money. I was there to see if I can get a career going. Yeah. First they filmed what I do, doing the superhero thing with different people, and they show what it could look like. Name at the beginning. I call it Humanic Superiority Theory.
Wow.
You know, really pompous name because I want it to be flash. She goes, "Do you realise you're doing a reading?" And I'm like, "Whatever. I'm doing superheroes." She goes, "No, bro. It's a type of reading." So she actually called me the superhero reader. And everyone, and then she said, "Have you seen that Maori guy that turns people into superheroes? Holy crap." And next thing I was being inundated with phone calls, Facebook messages, people were showing up at my work.
Wow.
It went that big.
Yeah.
And then it got the attention of the Maori Film Festival.
Can we do one and start with him?
Yes.
Let's go.
But only if you want to, though.
Yeah. Superhero reading, let's go.
This is the big thing.
Where you from?
Welcome back to the Making a Statement podcast, episode 29. We run these episodically every week. So Sunday night, 8 p.m, tune those into your calendars, hit the notification bell and hit the subscribe button because Brother E on the right to me right here, my brother-in-law is going to tell you why.
Hi, I'm Ethan.
Why should they hit the subscribe button though?
Because it's free.
Oh, it's a pretty
That's
good
what
reason.
we said before. I said, it's not a paid subscription, so you don't have to do anything except just press the button and it's supporting us.
Voila. So if you want to support, tune into our episodic podcasts that are coming out every Sunday at 8 p.m. We are about breaking the stigma. We sit down and have open, raw, honest dialogue, conversations with our guests, and we just here to hear their story and learn some shit and ask some questions. The podcast is unfiltered, unscripted, unedited, uncensored, and at times uneducated. Kazi DJ TJ is behind the scenes on the ones and twos holding it down for us.
Yo, it's DJ TJ.
Hey.
DJ.
Okay. And I am Dills. We are from Making a Statement. Go check us out, makingastatement.co.nz. You can go and get our merch. That's what we're repping at the moment. I've got the Mass tee on. And Brother E's repping our Foxton Township with the windmill. Where you from? Kazi DJ TJ's got his welcome merch on. So go check us out and you can use Afterpay too if that helps the sale. Again, we sit with guests and they talk to us. They tell us their story, their journey, and we get to hear some shit and get to learn some stuff. Tonight, it's no different. We are joined by another very special guest. Tapihia Heke is here to talk to us about his experience as a teacher. So he spent 30 years in the field of teaching. He taught from kohanga through to tertiary education and everywhere in between. He's worked with the at-risk youth. He's worked for Oranga Tamariki. He was a former professional wrestler here in New Zealand. I think that's pretty awesome. He is a content creator focused on food reviews, and the founder of Superhero Readings, and I have no idea what that means.
Me
So
neither.
he's gonna do a reading for us live on this podcast, and he's gonna tell us what it was all about. So welcome to the podcast, bro.
Kia ora, ngā mihi.
How are you?
I am good, thank you very much.
Cool. And what can people expect to hear, bro?
Well, they're going to hear a few things that they will know, and they're probably going to hear a few things that they don't know, or a few things that they should know.
It's a pretty
Interesting.
good summary.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're about to teach us some shit.
Yeah.
Well, I would say I'm sharing the information, and what you decide to take is what you decide to take.
I like that. So here at the Making a Statement podcast, we kick off with a mental health check-in, and that's just a where you at out of 10. So before we get started, bro, for the week that's been, what do you rate there? Where you at out of 10?
I would say right now I'm at an 8.
Cool.
I could be at a 9, but we have had some bereavements in the family, so that is also part of it. But overall, I'm doing pretty well.
Condolences, bro. What contributes to the 8 in a positive manner?
The thing is because I always go back to the teaching, I will never allocate myself a 10 because that means you can't go beyond. So I always want to allow some space so that I can keep improving.
I like that, but so 8's actually a really high.
Yeah,
You're
that's
up there.
pretty high, yeah.
Cool. So things are going good for you at the moment.
Yes, things are going fine.
Anything in particular?
I think it's more or less that it's a brand new year, and with each brand new year has new opportunities.
Facts.
So yeah.
How fast is the year going though, eh?
Oh no, we're March already. What the
Mid-March,
hell?
bro. I know, it's crazy. Before we get into it, bro, we've got our loaded T-bars here. I don't know if you've tried these before. Have you?
No.
Oh, and you do review content, bro. So this is going to be a good piece for the both of us. So have you seen or heard much about them?
No.
So the Loaded T-Bar, they are a drink sponsor, so shout out to the team for sponsoring the Making a Statement podcast. They are sugar-free, bro. There's an energy substitute or supplement that gets added to it. Yours does have it, I think, eh?
Stop stirring your drink, Trev. Pardon me?
Does this drink have the energy boost?
Yes, that is green apple with toe.
Green apple with toe energy, not just toe. And the aloe vera concentrate, so that's just like a digestive health aspect to it, and just tastes really good.
Lots of vitamins.
Tastes good. So yeah, this is Loaded T-Bar, bro. You'd start us off, have a drink. It's true reviews. So out of 10, what do you rate it? And it has to be honest. That's a good start.
I could get behind this.
Get behind it? Yeah, for anyone else that wants to get behind it, it's Making a Statement is the discount code at loadedtbar.co.nz.
Capital letters.
Capital
letters, making a statement. All one word.
That's nice.
Right here. I see you did that with the last one.
Look good, eh?
I got embarrassed at that because I pulled the clip out of Opus clips and then I was like, it didn't seem that bad. I was just embarrassed for no reason.
Yeah, that was good. You nailed it, actually. So, what do you think?
I think it's very, very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Out of 10?
I would say out of 10, I would give this, I'm going to guess about an 8.5 because
Ooh.
I like fizz. So I'd probably add like soda water.
You can't carbonate it.
That's what they do, bro.
do
we
that.
haven't tried that. We haven't done that
I tried
ourselves.
it. I tried it at the mini fest.
Oh,
Okay.
so
Yes,
did
you
I
made us
actually.
some.
Yeah.
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 So she.
Oh, they
so-
were at the mini fest. And so were you.
Yeah, but I don't know if I tried that drink though.
No, you must
No, I
have.
was doing the food.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming along too. For those that aren't aware, bro, if you've seen the highlight reel clip, the montage with the voiceover of what the mini fest was that we did here in Te Awaho, Foxton, November last year, the bro that's sitting next to me is the one that filmed that. So appreciate you coming through back-to-back years. You're going to come through this year?
Yes.
Cool. Well, here's hoping we can pull it off, bro. We want to go bigger and better again. You know,
think you will.
turn it into something. It's turning into something already. So if you are tuned in and you're watching and you want to get ahead of the game and you want to get behind and be a part of or sponsor the Te Awaho Mini Fest here in Foxton at the end of this year, then message us. And also, if you're a guest out there that might want to come on and share your story, or you want to see somebody else's story get shared, hit the comment section and let us know or send us a message. Cuzzy, DJ, TJ, can we please get you to try your loaded tea and tell us what you're drinking?
He doesn't know.
I don't actually. I have a feeling that I brought up this idea,
You did.
and it's going to be pink lemonade
Yep.
with passion and mango.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
It is.
Did you
So-
remember that?
Of course I did. That's our favourites.
Shit. And it's a triple threat.
Oh wow!
You like that?
Oh, have you tried it?
No, I'm waiting for you.
Oh,
Does that peak? Is that better?
What's the rate?
I'm excited.
that's a 10.
Oh,
That's a
Yeah?
10 of my eyes.
Is that
10?
the best?
Yep.
yep, okay.
It's the best.
Give it a go.
All right. I got the same. Just for reference.
Is it good? Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I got goosebumps.
Actual.
Yo.
What's that then?
Holy, that's really good.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a 10.
10.
That's the best one. Straight up. Hey, I don't know what it is though. Because what did we do last time? Pineapple instead of pink lemonade. The pink lemonade just adds something different to the fruitiness.
I'm gonna stop
Wow.
choosing my own flavors and just have.
That's so good.
I'm just gonna go with the flavors you make.
You want to try?
I feel jealous. Oh, it's yummy, but it doesn't outdo grape.
Grape with grape.
Boring.
I give that an 8. And I'm going to give my loaded T-bar a go. I've got red grape with white grape.
How many times have you had that one, Dills?
So we call this one grape says.
Grapes as... No.
We wanted to go with making...
No.
Oh, no, I wanted to go with graping a statement, but then people said that was rape.
You were not doing that.
It's not marketable. Like, what's the ad look like in this?
I think you'll get demonetized and your page will be dropped.
Yeah, graping has another meaning on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, nah, see, that's the OG for me. I can't be a traitor to the grape says. That is a 9.5. That's like my favourite. Yeah. So shout out Loaded T-Bar.
If you want some loaded T-bars, use code Making a Statement.
Mm-hmm. At their loadedtbar.co.nz website.
Or go
All
to their
caps.
Facebook page.
Cuzzy DJ TJ, where are you at out of 10?
I would say I am I'd say a solid 8.5.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
pretty high. What's
Yeah.
got you up there? Is it anything to do with the recent go at Kōrero FM on the radio, laying down some hits on the live radio? How cool is that?
Yes. So on Saturday, it was Saturday. I think it was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Saturday. I started off with a gig in Levin, but sadly that got rained off a bit. So yeah. And then still got paid for it, thankfully. And then I went to Palmy to my Kia ora FM station and did an interview and a live set for them. So tomorrow it's going to be on the radio, but when this comes out, it'll be last Tuesday.
Eating math.
He's trying. He's trying.
Yeah.
But that's solid,
You
cuz.
mean last Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going
last
to be
Wednesday.
playing on the air
Wednesday
tomorrow
just
at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody that is tuned in, go check out the Kōrero FM page because it might also be posted to the Facebook page there, right?
Yes.
the video.
Depending if it's not copyrighted.
Cool. Massive though, cuz. Well done for getting out there. DJing a community gig in Levin. That's what that was. And then going straight from there to go DJ live on air, Kōrero FM. So that's massive opportunities. Well done for putting in that mahi kazi DJ TJ.
Mess.
Gracias.
Brother E, where you at out of 10?
I'm a 6.
6.
Mm.
Weren't you a 6.5 last week? So you got them worse.
Yeah.
Oh, what's on the come downs for you?
Well, I'm not on the come downs, but just work, bro. Same thing.
Oh.
Just stressful. I won't.
It's funny because
I won't talk too much into it, but yeah.
if you go back to like our first podcast, it was people hearing about your last job, and then they started hearing about you leaving your last job. Then they started hearing about your new job, and then they started hearing about how that started. Now they're starting to hear about the stress. So if you're tuned in every week, what's your advice for Brother E in these situations?
Oh, it's always stressful. Does your job not get stressful?
Yeah, but I manage it.
I'm managing it. I'm not. It's not like I'm fucking falling to pieces. I'm just like I'm going through a patch that I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, this is.
I know,
sucky.
but I think it's cool that we've been running this podcast for so long, is what I'm getting at. That the people that have tuned in every week would have been hearing the journey that you've been, the roller coaster, the ride that you've been on through the employment journey the last year. It's interesting.
Yeah.
What else is going on though?
I hurt my calf end of last week. I went and helped Angus do some work. I took the day off Friday because we were quiet, and then went and did like a full section tidy up. You know Carly Scanlon from Facebook? She always comments on all of our stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so her mum. So
Oh,
she
yeah, cool.
organised. She messaged me. I passed it on to Angus, and then Angus got the job, but he needed help with it because it was a huge job.
Okay.
I will be posting a lot of the before and afters and stuff on Facebook. Give them a shout out. I'll do it now. Shout out Momentum Lawn Care. But yeah, I went and did that for the day, and then I was jumping on the trailer, and I got like this pinch in the back of my knee, and then ever since then my calf has been real sore, and I don't know what it is, so it hasn't gone away. And I got this ruthless bruise. Can you see that bruise?
Yeah, what'd you do?
He hit me with a rock out of the lawnmower.
Oh, shit. I always got scared of that mowing lawns. Whenever I mow lawns, I always think about my shins getting a whack.
Yeah, so that hurt, and and it was like just around the same spot. So my whole leg's been sore. So I haven't been able to go for a run or anything, and yeah, just need to get back out there and go for a run and do a workout. I did a workout actually.
Upper body works, right?
Yeah, that's what I did. So yeah, 6, not bad, but not good.
Anything planned for the week to come? To up it?
Probably just do more stuff around the house, hang out with the kids. That's what I do every week.
Hopefully.
Got some things in the works at the moment, so I like having plans and goals. I don't like having no goals and then I get bored with life.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got some goals that we've just been aligning. Me and Shania have been talking about and that. So yeah, hopefully next week I'll be a 9.
That sounds like a good plan. We'll check in for episode 30 and see how he's at. Again, yeah, it's my check-in. I forgot.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm going to go 8.5. Work is stressful, usually it is, but we just had somebody come on this week, so I've got a new staff member currently training her, so I'm excited to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It goes, the busy periods when you've lost staff and you're running on skeleton crew and you feel like, you're sick, you can't even take a sick day because you're letting the whole team down because there isn't enough in the beginning to start with. So it's just been riding that boat in those waves, and we've got a new staff on, so now that's going to help ease that once she's up and ready and functioning. We've got, bro, you're going to like this. We're bringing wrestling to Foxton.
True.
River City Pro Wrestling. So making a statement.
Ben's group.
Yep. And we're collaborating with them to bring them to Foxton. Manawatu College, May 23rd. Okay. And we are putting it on for the local community for our first time having wrestling in our backyard. And I'm going to be on the lineup.
Are you really?
Facts.
Seriously?
Facts. So Thursday night we're off to Wanganui because we got our first trainings. We got 11 weeks. We got 11 weeks. So we got to get prepared and map this out so that I can be ring ready.
I need to go. I need to go on TikTok.
You're gonna have to, bro. I think because you've got a background yourself of professional wrestling, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're gonna jump into that.
Yes.
But yeah, bro, Foxton's going to have a wrestling event May 23rd. Going to get DJ TJ on the decks for the halftime show. We're going to do a bit of a performance and change things up and, bring some of us into that hip hop, into the wrestling space. And then, we're going to get in the ring and see what we can do. I'll
be very interested to see how you do.
Thank you. And if you are local, make sure you save that date, chuck that on your calendar and make the most of this because it's the first time bringing this to Foxton. And if we show up, we show out, we fill house, then we might be able to run it back and do it all over again. It'd be awesome for the kids. It's an all ages event and I guarantee we're in for a good night.
True.
Before we kick our podcast off, bro, we start with a hot topic. So as you are aware, because you filled in something before and dropped your name in the box, every previous guest has written something that's gone in this box, and it can be anything that we pull out of it. We have no idea what the topic will be. It's a thought, a one word, a liner, a subject, a question, whatever. So we'll see what we've got in the box. ASMR.
He's digging deep.
Okay. Sorry, that's loud. Sorry for the headphone users. Okay. Wow. This is quite a new guest.
Okay.
This is from Patrick.
Nice. What's that face?
Please don't say anything because this could get us cancelled. Don't say anything bad.
Okay.
LGBTQ.
Okay.
We'll let our guest kick us off. That's the hot topic. LGBTQ.
It's evolved from when I knew it. Because back then, it was, the funny thing is it wasn't even, gosh, that's a tricky one to start off. I guess it's because my uncle used to be part of the AIDS Foundation back then. So he used to go around and sort of like teach and deliver on it, because in New Zealand it wasn't very well known.
Not educated.
There was no education around it.
Yeah.
Not back then. We talk about the 70s and the 80s when he used to go around and do it. And the only thing that people knew about it was what they saw on television.
Yeah.
So it created a stigma.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, because of that, it also created, that was also around about the time with the certain, the sort of thing that went around, the sickness that went around in the 80s, which sort of unfortunately got pinpointed onto one group.
Right.
And that stigma stayed with it for quite a few years. Now these days, it's far more acceptable within communities and around the world. It has become more acceptable. It's more on TV, because I remember, if we're talking about the LGBTQ situation, on TV you never saw anything romantic between two genders.
Right.
It was unheard of.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's a lot more acceptable. Actually, pretty much now it's like it's
I think if it's not involved in it, if you've got a TV series and there's none of that, then they're probably being
and
biased.
In a way, I will say I'm actually kind of proud of how it's developed, where it's become far more acceptable. It's not so bad, you're going to burn in hell, sort of stuff like this. It has become a little bit more acceptable as, no, this is the lifestyle, this is this. There's still confusion over it. And this is from someone who has seen it develop over the years. Because I've seen it develop over decades. You never mentioned it when I was a kid. Right. You didn't talk about it. It was if you brushed by a follow, then it's like, oh, you must be. And they had names for it back then. Whereas now it's pretty much, well, it's actually a lot more openness now. So I would say that it has developed to a much better place. Unfortunately, it has also taken some side steps to where it's been warped to other things that it may not have supposed to start off as.
Yeah.
It's warped to other areas.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So
I
that's
do.
my start.
What about like what you said, like the public and the media, display it and routinely now across anything. And recently Snoop Dogg had an uproar about it being involved in a Disney movie, that there was, I think, maybe princesses kissing, or I don't know the actual context of it, but I remember Snoop Dogg having a problem, and then like cancel culture went at him because he was having a problem with it and he was outspoken. But what's your viewpoint on kind of that situation?
Because what we've got here is you have the mentality of now is not the same mentality of then. So when a lot of the people like Snoop Dogg, he's of the Gen X generation, where this is how it was viewed. It's fine as long as you don't see it in this, and this. But now the world has changed. Now it's become more commonplace. And it's seen in things that I would say he thinks that's a taboo area to touch. It shouldn't be in there. That's Disney. What the heck is it doing there? Because that's his mentality of that's how it is.
So I saw recently Jet Lawrence, he's like one of the best 450 motocross riders in the world. They had like a parade on and they were wearing the rainbow armbands, and he refused to do it because it's a sport, not politics, and he doesn't want to confuse the two. He's here to race. He's not here to be a politician. So
That's fair.
I totally understood that because, again, also, it's like freedom of speech. He can decide whether he wants to do it or not, but he got the cancellations or whatever it is.
Cancel culture.
Yeah, because of that. And I was like, well, what if he wears an armband or not? It doesn't mean that he doesn't agree with it. He just doesn't want to cross those two paths. So I just... Yeah.
Speaking of rainbows, that's been the problem. Like, has there been like rainbow crossings getting painted and then they're getting like over painted? Something like that, around New Zealand. I think it's like Gisborne and that, or I'm speaking off the top of my head, but there's been like some rainbow pedestrian crossings created in support of LGBTQ, but people keep coming like graffiti over them. I think that might be Destiny related, eh? I think that's low key like a beef, like that community and that community.
I don't know.
That's been happening. And it's usually is when your ideals are challenged, then it becomes a threat. So therefore, if your ideal is getting challenged, they will start to threaten. And that's why they'll start to paint over, you can't push this dialogue that I don't want to see or hear. It's kind of like, it's a real hard, where does the freedom of speech line, how far it's allowed to go? And how much is someone allowed to try and silence someone else's free speech? That's the tricky line.
That's politics, right?
That's where the politics.
And I guess it's crazy to think that, and like you even use that term politics. in regards to what you just said. And it is crazy that it is a lot political, because really it's just opinion based, and really it's just, you know, like you said, that's just their freedom of speech. So it is a crazy concept. I'm gonna say my personal thing is I can't get behind the likes of like the furries and that shit.
I don't even know what that is.
That's when people like pretend to be cats.
Oh, the furry. Just like what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I mean, I think it's a bit like it's unusual, but then my standpoint is like, people can do what they want, man. You live
yeah, but
what
I
you
think
want to
like
live.
they
Like,
go
really.
to the extent of like trying to get litter boxes in their toilets.
Oh,
Like out publicly, like they're testifying that they should be allowed that.
yeah, I don't know about should they be allowed it. I mean, if it's their house or whatever they're doing.
No, I don't even think I'm
They're
talking
gonna
about
put it
like
under
a
their
house. I
desk,
think I'm talking about like public.
like their work desk and like shit. I don't know.
I don't know, but
I don't know. See, like
I'm not with
it's,
that.
It's unusual, but each their own.
But I think that's what you're talking about in
If it's
terms
not
of blurring
affecting
the
me,
lines, eh?
so, but that's what like my standpoint is like anyone can love anyone. That's up to them.
Yeah.
Where I draw the line personally is when it affects me directly. If it's indirectly, it's not affecting me really, because like this person can love this person. But I've had instances where I've gone out and a male has tried to touch me inappropriately, and things haven't gone right. And then it's, why did you do that? And I'm like, this is my body. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? It's be like when males touch females in public, that sort of thing. Same instance, really. So to me, you do what you want to do. I'm totally fine with it. I'm happy for people if they find love. Love is beautiful. I love it. But as long as it's not affecting me, I don't care. I'll just walk past it. Hey, how's it going? Same person, just a person.
Do you think furries have to get with other furries?
I don't know. Is it classed as bestiality if they don't? What? That's a fact.
I'm not sure. We need to do some investigating and know a little bit more about this
I don't know.
before we speak on
You're
it.
going to research furry?
But this is not.
You can have that on your search history
I
on your
didn't
laptop.
even.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Mate, you're going to search it on my ChatGPT soon, eh? And then I'm going to be like, when did I search that? No, but I didn't even know that was a thing.
Do they do doggy style?
Actually. What? Actually, we were at the roller skating rink. Did you go to that for someone's birthday party recently in Levin?
No.
We went to a birthday party in Levin, and there was a couple of girls riding around, and they had like tails and cat ears, like cat things, and then maybe they were.
Oh, no.
Or was it just be a person doing that? I don't know.
Well,
I mean, they're still people. Sorry.
Well, no, I'm into...
We should get
I
off
think you're
the
digging a
topic.
hole. You're digging a hole.
Because I'm into cosplay.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the dressing up and help. So a lot of the girls that I've noticed, they do that. They're not into furries. It's they think they're anime characters.
Oh,
They
yeah.
laugh.
You know, so they like dressing up as their anime characters and
Right.
stuff like that. Yeah.
So, in what environment would you do that? Is that like
usually
a group?
cosplay, yeah.
Is that a group setting thing?
Yeah, you can have groups that do it. They're people that like are into some particular thing, like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon or anime specifically, or particular things.
So when does it go from cosplay to being a furry?
I think
Where do you
furry
draw
is
that line?
is another level.
I don't know what it is.
Well,
I'm gonna have to look it up after this.
I do believe like cosplay is you're aware of it and you know it's a gimmick that you're portraying as for entertainment. Whereas
But
furry
that's
is
not-
more
You're
lifestyle.
Do they believe
identifying
that
as
they're-
It's a lifestyle.
That's what you're doing. You're identifying as a cat human thing.
Yeah, and you
Does it
want
have
to
to
be
be a cat?
identified.
I don't think so. I don't know.
No, for furry,
I mean,
it's
do
just
they?
whatever,
Sorry, not
whatever furry you want to you pick. That it's more like I
you
want
like
to
a bunny?
identify as that.
Or
Yeah,
like a dog or something.
Yeah.
True.
something like that. It's just the way it is. I think why we find it comfortable is we've grown up in this era. Like, okay, we can handle that. That's not shocking to us. Where it would like probably kill our grandparents.
Yeah.
Things that we love.
Facts.
And now we have another generation that are pushing it to another level. And now we're in the era we're like, oh, that's a bit too far for me
But
now.
imagine 100 years
that's-
down the track.
Oh, 100 years
There's
they'll
gonna be
probably be
heaps of them.
doing. Yeah, there'll probably be operations.
There'll be real life lizard people.
Cybernetic enhancements.
Your
all-
mum would
all these
hate that.
things.
Yeah. With the cosplay,
Yeah.
you get into that. So what are you dressing up
Absolutely.
as?
I usually dress up as, and don't get us cancelled, I usually get dressed up as a Death Eater or Death.
What's a oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's
Oh, half like Harry Potter?
No.
No, that's a Dementor.
That's a Death Eater.
Ah.
Yeah, that's a Death Eater or Dementor. I usually go as a thing of death because the thing is, as a teacher, there's things I can't be seen doing in public.
Okay.
There's behaviours, like when you're a teacher, you are seen by students, so you can't participate in certain things that
What
other
have
kids
you
can
been
easily
participating in?
Cosplay.
Other than cosplay.
No, I do that because I can wear a mask, no one knows it's me.
Right.
So I can walk around and entertain, take photos with other cosplayers and stuff like that. That's my hidden alter ego. And then the next week, just like pro wrestling. When I was in the pro wrestling, I had to be a good guy. I wasn't allowed to be a bad guy. Because if you're a teacher, you can't have students going there watching you be really mad and nasty to people and then go to class and expect them to take you seriously. So I had to, and I hated being a good guy, but you've got to be a good guy. So I had to wrestle like a good guy, which means good sportsmanship. I didn't do any underhanded things. I didn't do all that sort of stuff.
In case the kids were watching.
In case the kids were watching. And a lot of them did come to the shows. And a lot of people came to the show. So even though I could wrestle, I couldn't be the bad guy because then it would reflect on me outside
Personal
the ring.
life. Yep.
Same with cosplay. I can't act a certain way. Like I can't walk in with blood dripping and eyes gorging. And they're saying, didn't you just teach my kid Wakatoki the other week? Like this.
That sounds really intriguing. Like at an event like that, and everyone's dressed up however they are doing so. What is the purpose? Like if you're in a wrestling persona and gimmick, you are wrestling a wrestling match. So what are you doing in that environment?
Yeah, and the wrestling match were in the cosplay.
Cosplay.
It's a freedom I get to do. I can become a kid again.
Yep.
I can play with toys. I can do things because everybody thinks that once you've hit this, that's the only person you're allowed to be.
Yeah.
But once you're in this field, then that's the only field you're allowed to be in. They don't like you crossing fields because it makes other people uncomfortable.
Right.
Then so a lot of the times I have to weigh things up. I want to just be openly go and just have a game of Magic with one of the kids at the things, but then they're going, why is this grown man playing with a 9-year-old kid?
That's some OG.
And then then the stigma comes, why are you playing with kids? Because I'm like, because he knows how to play Magic and so do I. And so I want to play Magic.
Magic's an OG game. I haven't heard that for a minute.
That's an old one.
People still play that?
Yeah, people still play Magic. They still have Magic tournaments.
Wow.
Yeah, they still got them. And that's the thing I loved is that you'd have people from around the world, different ages, different races, playing against each other as mutual combatants.
And understanding.
The
mutual objective.
Yeah, that's what I really loved about it.
I don't even know what Magic is.
It's just the gathering. It's just a gathering. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different games. Yeah, that's a card one as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I used to play that one.
Who's the other one? I think Flesh and Blood was one of the ones my friend used to play.
Digimon.
So in a scenario like that, is there some kind of an event thing? Now people are getting invited to it and now everybody's showing up?
Yeah, usually you'll have your own home tournaments, but then you've also got the big ones, which is the Comic Cons, the Armageddons.
Yeah, I know, I love the Armageddons.
All of those ones.
But no, I mean the cosplay gatherings.
Yeah, that's a niche group. Ones that are only in because they usually you'll have what do they call it? They've got some shops around that specifically sell things like cards, and they usually have a table there for people to gather and play cards at those tables. That's cool. Have things, there's a whole bunch of different types. I can't keep up with them all, so I just tend to I'll just go with the kids, and I'll go dressed up, and they go dressed up, and we all have fun together as a family.
Oh, that's cool, bro. That's like a whole different world of entertainment.
Yeah, it's fun because I'm going with my niece to the upcoming one in Wellington.
Yeah. Can you send me a photo of his deaf outfit? Do you have one?
Yeah, I've got one.
Because, I want to see that. And I'll post it on my Facebook too. So, is that allowed?
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan. So, if you guys want to see what this looks like, because I do, I want to see what that looks like. I also want to shout out Patrick. So, he's the one who put in our hot topic for that subject. He told us about his journey losing his parents at the age of 10, both of them, 7 months apart to cancer. And then he was raised by his brother. Turned out to be a racist, abusive, slave master kind of household. Wow. And he then made his venture through life, ended up making a best mate who took his own life, lost his kidney. He's been on a big journey, and he told us about his journey, his story, and it was massive. So if you're tuned in right now, go and check out that episode. We've got plenty more episodes like this one that you can go check out afterwards, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We are uncensored, unfiltered, unscripted, unedited, as you probably have already been made aware based off the hot topic for this episode. Sorry if we made offense to anybody out there, but this episode is not for sensitive people. don't tune in if you don't like the subjects that we talk about openly on our platform.
It's also not made out to be offensive. It's just a conversation.
No, but people get offended. Like, they find everything to be offended about.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the end of the day, this isn't for the young ears, even though we have a rangatahi jar. So, what we've got here is a jar with money. It's called the rangatahi jar because we are aiming to raise funds for the youth in our community. And if you guys have some ideas as to where we could put this money, let us know. Last year, we sponsored a Darts Academy dance group. So we'll have to check in with them and see how that's all going.
I've been checking in
Cool.
every week.
But I've got $20 here to chuck in here for now.
Well, that
will
covers
help
half of Tommy's from last week.
I know, that bro went handy.
66 swear words last week from Tommy.
Oh my gosh.
He's
We
caring about
got
our rangatahi.
demonetized.
Podcast got demonetized, yes.
So we're not making money anymore on that episode. Rangatahi jar is good to go. So 50 cents every time we drop an F-bomb or swear on this podcast will go into that jar to raise funds for the youth in our community. And if you are tuned in, you are sensitive, and you don't like the conversations that we are having, then tune out. Bro, I think we're in for a journey. I want you to start, please. Let's just go back and what inspired you to become a teacher.
Originally, I was part of a movement called Whakatupiranga Ruamano.
Oh, that's a mouthful.
And that was revitalising the language of 2000. So back in the 70s, they did a survey of Māori speakers of Ngāti Raukawa descent.
Ooh.
And to see how many of them could speak Māori fluently. And in this region, basically between Bulls to Waikanae, there was only one person under the age of 25 that could speak Māori.
True.
I'm Ngāti Raukawa and I can't speak Māori.
And so what they did was, so they got together, your Uncle Whatarangi Winiata and a lot of the whānau from Raukawa, and they said, well, we need to change this. So they came up with the idea of how about we run like summer camps just for Māori, to teach rangatahi Māori. And his idea was by the year 2000, the millennium, there will be at least 500 people under the age of 25 of Ngāti Raukawa descent that could speak Māori. And so they were behind the creation of Tuananga or Raukawa. And they knew, well, if they can't just start at Raukawa, then they supported the kohanga movement. And then, well, can't kohanga, well, where they go from kohanga to college? Well, we have the kura kaupapa. We need the secondary schools. And so over that course of years, they were opening up these new schools just to teach Māori. And so when it came around the millennium, they had thousands under the age of 25 that could speak te reo Māori.
Wow.
And it was basically the blueprint that other universities like Aotearoa, like Aoianuarangi used to create the other immersion classes. And I was one of the ones, maybe the third intake I got in there. And what they said was, don't just learn it and go away. You have to teach it to the next generation. So we were made to teach Māori to the new classes after us. And then they were told to teach the next class. And as you went up, we were taught by the ones before ahead of us. And so they ended up creating a whole bunch of teachers because we all ended up teaching all in our teams. And then from teaching, well, now you've got to get qualified. So then we had to go to universities and college to get qualified to teach. And then you just ended up with this entire era of Māori teachers.
Wow.
And those Māori teachers end up teaching the other kids. And now you've got kids leaving secondary school with degrees already.
That's
stuff
impactful.
like that. You know, that's how it is. Yeah,
that's
that's
massive.
why. And that's why I became a teacher, is because it was asked of us, you know, don't just receive the teaching, you've got to teach it as well. You have to pass on what you have been taught, what someone gave to you, you give it to somebody else. So that's how I ended up in my career as teaching.
So you can speak fluent Māori?
Yeah, ka tae te kore te reo.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's something that I feel like is a dying language. And I noticed it, like, you know, my uncle Trevor Solomon, you'll know him.
Yeah.
So, you know, in our family, he's the leader that he will do the services, and he will lead whatever, you know, tangi, etc., with his words and that. And it is concerning that, you know, when his pillar falls, who takes over that and who continues it through the generations, because it's something that is, you know, a dying art form.
Yeah.
So that's really powerful, bro. I love that. It's a great start into the world of teaching.
Yeah.
So what was it that you were teaching once you got that degree, once you got the job into the industry?
Once I sort of got into that, predominantly for a few years I was teaching Māori, but in different levels, in different degrees. And then from there we end up teaching other things and going off into other avenues. And so I most of my teaching career ended up with Tuananga Aotearoa. only because mum and dad were some of the first tutors back in the 80s. So I ended up staying with Tūānanga Aotearoa, and then I was teaching a whole bunch of different classes and different sort of cases, and that's what gave me a variety of teaching abilities, is because I was exposed to them. Don't get me wrong, I fell on my face a few times, but if I hadn't, I would have known what to do. You know, and a lot of people like to go into teaching like they don't want to make a mistake. It's like, no, you actually need to make a mistake so you know what not to do next time. And that was what, and I had some fantastic teachers growing up. Amazing people teaching me, and I was just passing on what they were delivering, but then adding my part to it. And that's how I ended up, by the end of my teaching career, that's how I ended up delivering a certificate and a diploma in adult education. So I ended up teaching teachers or teaching new teachers.
Yeah. That's a full circle moment.
Yeah. I realised that years like, I really did do a circle, didn't I?
Yeah. So when you're doing the Māori and you're teaching them the language, are you teaching them like the culture and the values and stuff like that alongside those teachings?
The biggest thing with teaching Māori is that it's not just a language, it's a lifestyle change. That's why not everyone gets it the first, second, fifth time through, because their lifestyle may not be ready for it. Because it's easy to walk and say, well, here's the Māori word for apple, banana, but your lifestyle changes with it. How you talk to people changes. How you interact with people changes once you learn the culture, because there's things you don't do in the Maori culture. And some people's lives aren't ready for it at that time. So that's why you have someone go in, do the first year, take a break, and then 9 years later, they go back again and then have to repeat what they started. And I tell people, it's only because your lifestyle wasn't ready for it. When your lifestyle is ready for it, you'll get it.
How long does it take for someone to learn Māori? Like,
it all depends on the person.
Standard.
It really all depends on the person. What are they willing to put into it? I know it's an old saying, but it's true. What you put into it is what you get out. If you only want to devote half an hour to it a week, don't expect to be fluent speaking by the end of the year. You know, you have to. Some people will jump in full-fledged and are speaking by the end of the year because they went full immersion. 5 days a week. Huis, lahors, all that sort of stuff, and others don't have that lifestyle where they can just do that. They have family, they got work, so they will tip along, along the way. I mean, I didn't like Māori when I was younger. My brothers were into the huis, but I didn't want to. I was a teenager. I wanted to do other things. And then suddenly I grew to like it, and once I grew to like it, I got fully into it, and that's when my journey really, and I became a hui hopper. They call them hui hoppers.
So you're just attending all of them?
Oh, yeah, go to all the huis. Man, they were fun.
Food?
Yeah. They were fun. You're all around the country, and you got to see the different maraes, the different tikanga, the different kaupapa, the different kawa, all that sort of stuff,
Massive.
Sorry. What's a hui?
Oh, hui,
Gathering.
it's a gathering. Yeah, it's basically a gathering of any sorts, but that one is specifically for language-based, language and Māori. So, yeah, that's what the huis were.
If you... so, like, example of maybe the sacrifice that you need to make in the lifestyle, like if you're wanting to fully indulge or like commit to the lifestyle of the Maori culture, as you mentioned, what is it in the typical day-to-day life that we're doing at the moment that maybe doesn't align and you'd need to sacrifice that?
When you make it when you put a portion towards it, like I'll put this much time, I'll allocate this much time to it, and then I've got to live my normal life, and then I'll do my little bit. That's not enough. You either have to do it or don't do it.
Right.
It's literally that. And it's not like, can you find the time? No, you got to make the time. Because most of us try to find time to add that. It's like, no, you make time for it. That's the only way you can do it. And I don't begrudge people who haven't picked it up now because their lifestyle probably wasn't with it. I mean, because life has changed. We aren't exposed to the same things we were 10 years ago. We're not exposed to the same things they were 20 years ago. So, like, your life has to improve because you got to realise all the things that we enjoy now as Māori, like Māori TV, Māori radio, Tuiki o Te Reo Māori Language Week, kapahaka competitions, all that stuff, they only came in the last 40 years. They did not exist before that.
What do you, matariki?
Yeah. That was that only came. That didn't come.
It was 2 years ago, eh?
Yeah,
like 3 years ago.
It was only made a thing, but that's what I mean. It's like youth that are born now think it's always been around, but they don't realise. No, my parents' generation did not have what we have now. And so they invested in us to help build what we've got now, and we invested in our kids You know, and that's the thing I always tell people, we haven't had this forever. It's only the last 40 years have we got these things. And that's because of the fight that our grandparents did, that our parents did, that we do, that our kids do, that our mokopuna do.
But it's crazy to think that it's not even that far back,
Yeah.
like not
It's
that long ago, where
in the
that's
lifetime,
all the
yeah.
lifestyle was in New Zealand.
Yeah.
There was no European anything.
Yeah.
There wasn't religion. There wasn't bloody, you know, culture, schools and all the rest of it that they came with. And that was what, the 1840s or something like that when James Cook came over here?
Yeah, well, that was the treaty. No, James Cook came earlier than that.
Oh, okay, but
79.
it's not that long ago in the hands of time. So it's crazy how soon, like, the entire country was moving towards almost like that being not so much a
because
full
on
focus
the
of our
world
people.
stage, Maori are considered the youngest race in the world.
Right.
On the world, because we were the last race to be established. Because the others are like thousands of years old. Their cultures are thousands of years old, but we, like I said, they said we're the last race to be established. So a lot of indigenous people that I've met in Hawaii, overseas, they call us the little brother or the little sister. Because we were the youngest.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would you say is probably some of the strongest core values that you can like teach or learn in the Maori culture?
I would say is the biggest core values is respecting each other, respecting your wahine, respecting your tamariki, respecting the land, and respecting your elders. Those are the things that are core taught. Something that gets muddled up these days. But those are the values I do. I never do something without considering how is this going to affect that person next, rather than just I want to do it. I'm just going to do it. Like, did you ask? It's like, well, do I have to ask? I mean, well, it's going to affect these people too. And so that's what it is. That's what I learned with the Maori culture is I had to learn I can't put myself first before anything. I have to think, who's it going to benefit? And am I doing it because it's going to benefit all of them? Or am I doing it because it's just going to benefit me and screw all of them? It's that sort of mentality. It's like, don't think of yourself.
I look at the concept of learning a language as a lot of heavy lifting. That's a commitment, like you keep saying. You have to be all in, essentially, if you're going to diverse yourself in this new language and learn it all. Like when you look at the situation of like if you learn French, you can go to France and speak it fluently. You can go to New Caledonia. You can go a lot of places in the world and use that as a tool set.
Yeah.
The problem being, if you learn Māori, you can't even really use it in New Zealand. So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, the thing that I found is I don't learn Māori to advance my career. I learned Māori to understand why I am the way I am and what I should be thinking. And it also helped me to become a balanced person. Because like I said, I had to learn the tikanga that went with it. A lot of the people that you see in the prison systems, especially a lot of Māori, they're not raised in Te Ao Māori. A lot of them don't have their language and a lot of them don't have the backing of marae. Because to a lot of them, the backing of the marae was, I went to a tangi. So therefore I'm Māori. It's like, no. You'll find that most, like, I'm going to say a outwardly terrible number, but 90 to 95 people of Māori that are reoffenders don't know their Māori culture. Because if you did, you wouldn't be doing some of the things you're doing. And that's where I found its greatest gift was, because I've worked with former prisoners, former inmates and stuff like that. And in learning Māori, it's changed their life because they no longer are doing the things they used to because their whole lifestyle has changed. So I tell people the gift of Māori culture is it actually teaches you to be a better person. Yeah.
My cousin Trevor is testimony to that. What is his TikTok? Prison to professional. And he's on his own journey now, sharing his kaupapa. And his journey has been into that Māori culture, language, and learning it all. Our family, like whakapapa, all that kind of stuff is really cool because I guess now he will be somebody that I can go to learn from in that if I wanted to. But I have seen that change in him. He come out of prison and he's changed his entire life. And it was based on the founding of, that and those learnings. So that's massive. What year were you born?
I was born in the 70s. I'm 74.
74.
Yeah, I'm
so
52.
52. So when you look at the Maori culture 50 years ago compared to what you see now in New Zealand, the Maori culture being, what's your thoughts and the differentiations?
The Maori culture has become a lot more academic than it has ever been before.
Cool.
Before we were just trying to survive speaking Māori, but it's become a lot more academic now. So there's a lot of, you'll find most qualified Māori are actually Māori speakers. And people think, because we've got that generation of we've been trying to push our kids not just to learn their culture, but to advance it in the best way possible. And so you'll find that most kura kaupapa kids tend to do better scholastically than kids that just go to normal public schools. And a lot of these kids, like I said, because they're being told to go from secondary school to universities, to colleges, by their Maori culture, by the schools they're going through, whereas their counterparts are just doing public school and that's only an option. So what I found is most Maori kids that are being quite successful in the Maori realm are kids that were raised Maori in a Maori university, in a Maori kura, whereas their counterparts in secondary school aren't doing quite as well. That's what I've noticed there, that this is really, academically, it's really pushed Maori education.
That's a cool change to definitely understand. What about like just like in general across the country? Like, do you feel like it's embraced more now, more so considering the education?
I do think it's embraced more now, and not just by Maori, but other cultures have now, like other people have also embedded it in their own, because they do see value in some of the ways we do it. You know, it's not just a language thing. They do see value in it. See, just on a slightly off thing, I was in Wyoming, and I was at the University of Wyoming, and I was sitting in the Northern Arapaho class. And because when they teach their languages, because I could not get it, it was really difficult for me to get it. And because like their idea is it's a cultural thing. You don't name one object, the object has to be doing something. So if you have a buffalo, you don't just say, oh, what's the Arapaho word for buffalo? You say, what's it doing? Like, what do you mean? It's like you don't just name an object. It has to be doing something. Because their culture says you never just name it like it's an obsolete object. So it's buffalo that stands in snow. Or something like that. So that's why when you see a lot of like American or Native American names, they've always got he who stands or running fist or thing like that. And that's because that's their culture does it.
That's interesting.
Same with Māori. The word doesn't give the context. It's the sentence you put it in that gives it the context.
Right. It's like the French too, bro. They name things. Everything's a female or a male. Like a table can be a male and the chair could be a female kind of thing. And you got to know like what it is, because then that's how you refer to it. So you don't just have to learn the word, you have to learn the gender of it. Because I started like low-key learning French from some French people. And I was just like, no, because I used to manage an accommodation complex and we had what we called the Frenchies. They had a old like, what's it called, like a wagon camper van, and it broke down at the site, and so we ended up kind of letting them stay there and work so that they can get some money to fix it. So anyways, they became good mates, take them out fishing, go drinking, all the rest of it. So spare time I'll still be like learning some French and understanding their culture. But man, I couldn't get my head around that. Like, how is the table a female? Like, who gave it that? Like, don't know.
Exactly.
So just
it's another one of those labels.
It's
So
culture too,
on
though.
the table.
It's crazy, because that's so normal for them.
Yeah, because the French education system is also higher, because they have to learn 3 languages. Regardless, that's part of their secondary school system. They must know 3 languages by the time they leave secondary school. So I got to spend some time in France.
Wow.
And so they have their elective language, like they have to lose English as one. They already know French, but then they get to pick the other language. So some will pick Egyptian, some will pick Spanish, some will pick Japanese or something. But yeah, that's their secondary school. Compulsory, they must know 3 languages before they leave secondary school.
That's
Wow.
imagine the
We're still
homework.
trying to fight to learn English by the time we've gone.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by the whole thing. That's why what I've noticed is that kids that are brought up bilingual tend to perform much better academically than kids with just brought up with one language.
Well, they've got discipline. They've devoted the time that they needed to learn all of that, which is massive, and it takes a lot of study and going over it, experience, using it. So shout out. If you know another language out there in the comment section, drop that.
I learned Italian in intermediate.
How much Italian do you remember?
None. I learned it because I wanted to eat the food.
Yeah, pizza, pasta.
They were like, oh, if you do the
Mozzarella.
language, you get to eat the food. I think a couple of them went on like the trips. You know how you do like the exchanges.
Yeah.
But I think they did it for like the few years or something like that. So I don't know. I tried it and I was like, it was too hard for me.
Yeah.
I'll just stick with English.
I learned Japanese.
Did you say a whole sentence in Japanese?
I don't remember Japanese now.
I don't remember Japanese now.
I learned
I
Japanese.
went to Japan though.
Wow.
Yeah, and
You
Singapore.
fluked that, eh? You fluked that trip, eh?
Well, I can count in Japan.
Yeah,
So is that what you did? Hey, how are you? And then start counting to 10.
I learned-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I learned that at karate.
Oh my god.
But what would you say is probably the starting point for somebody that wants to learn the Māori language or culture? What's the starting point?
The starting point is you have to want to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest.
And once
you
you've
have
made
to
that
want
decision, you're committed. You're like, I'm going to learn it. I want to know this. What do I do?
then you just start looking where's closest, because we're at a point now where it's actually quite readily available. There's a lot of classes anyway, both online or in person. But what I found is, like, once you say you want to, you're more likely to see it through.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas most people, because I say, if you don't want to learn it now, don't learn it now. You got to learn it when you want to learn it, because then you'll actually give value to it.
Mm-hmm.
And once you do that, you'll probably progress a lot better. Because I've had some people that they did it because they were made to do it. Well, I said, no, I have to learn this. So, okay, can I learn it?
That's how I felt.
And then they go. Yeah.
That's how I felt.
Once it's been given to you as a chore, that's all you'll see it as. You'll only see it as a chore.
Especially if you're paying for the classes too, because if you're paying for something, you're going to be more inclined to do it.
Yeah.
I was interested, like I've always been intrigued by the Maori culture, and I don't know much about my dad's side of the heritage. I know that we do descend somewhere, but I only met my dad when I was older.
Yeah.
But since meeting Shania and having babies and then now Māori, Ngāti Raukawa, I've been more inclined to want to learn the culture. But I have a terrible memory. Like, my memory sucks. I could sit there for a whole night and I'd be like, yeah, man, I've got this down. I've learned this, and this. And then by the next 2 days, I've probably forgotten it because my memory's so bad.
It's kind of like everyone has a different way of learning. So, like, have you noticed, like, when kids go, if they get sent to kohanga, they pick up Māori way faster than adults do.
Yeah, that surprises
And the
me.
reason is because kids just want to be involved. They want to be part of the conversation. And they don't care if they're wrong. They just want to say something. Adults, we don't want to be wrong. We'd rather be quiet than say something incorrect. And because of that, we can't progress because we're too frightened we'll get it wrong.
Right.
And so I used to have a group of kaumātua. I used to teach this kaumātua group. They all wanted to learn it. But I said, how come now? They said, because they had a stigma around it. They were told it's bad, it's evil, and and it's going to die, and you must live in the realm of this one. Now they're feeling more comfortable to do it, but they still would not say certain things because they were frightened they would get it wrong. And I say, no, just say it. Oh no, I can't. See, that trauma is what kept them from being able to speak. Kids don't have the trauma. They want to play. They want to talk, and the more you just get into it and start talking, you'll be able to start correcting your way through it. And that's why kids can come out suddenly reeling off te reo Māori, and they've only gone to kohanga for a week, because they don't care if they're wrong. It's adults that care if they're wrong, and that's what stops them from just going for it.
That's quite powerful. In saying that, you started just then about learning and different ways to learn. In your time teaching, what have you kind of found is the most successful means of providing a teaching?
Honestly, is communication.
Beautiful.
People have to know what's going on. And they have to feel safe in the environment it's happening. If they don't feel safe, they won't learn. Because they sometimes you'll enter in the classroom, they think they're going to be either made fun of, or they're going to be called out and they're unprepared. And so some of them would rather not come to class than risk potentially getting exposed as not knowing very well. So when I would run my classes, I say, I'm only here to deliver what I can deliver. You take what you can retain. I have no expectation that you're expected to know 5 whakatauki, 3 karakia, 7 waiata by the end of this. If you've left my class knowing 1 waiata, that's a success. And you find that people realise the judgment's not so much on them. So I think the biggest thing I have learned is if you can communicate that well with them, to let them know that you are okay, we want you here, and we want you to go at the speed you're comfortable with, not the speed you think the person next door is. Because you know how that thing, comparison is the thief
Keeping
of
up
joy?
with the Joneses.
It's everywhere, including classes. You got someone who comes to their real class, and the person next to them stands up and rattles off this whole thing. Suddenly they're like, I don't want to talk. And then they don't come back next week.
Yeah.
Because they've suddenly now been frightened out of thinking it. So, yeah, for me, I always tell people when it comes to communication, the biggest thing you need to know is yourself. It doesn't matter all the skills. You need to know yourself, because if you know how well you work, you know how you come across. And you know what is working and what is not. And I've used the example of, I was asked to watch a new teacher and give them feedback as they delivered the class. The teacher went through the lesson, did everything, the class finished, and I went up to the teacher and I asked, how'd the class go? They went, oh, it was good. We got through the numbers, we got through the things, we got through all of this. I'm like, okay. She said, so it went well? Yeah, it went well. Then I went and I asked the students, how was the class? Oh, that was dumb.
Oh.
They're like, oh, okay, what was it? Oh, gosh, you went on about this thing. We hadn't even picked that thing. What that meant is she did not know herself. She didn't know how she was coming across. And so I had the discussion with her, is like, have you asked your students? Oh, no. I'm like, and that's that mentality that sometimes teachers get, like, well, if I'm the teacher, you just have to listen and that's it. It's like, no, you really do need to know how you come across. That's how things you say can be miscommunicated. That's how statements are made can be misheard, because you didn't realise how it was coming across to the people you were talking to.
I've definitely felt that with my teachers before. Definitely. Like they've just rambled, and I've gone, I was lost at the start. Now I've just had to sit there for 45 minutes and I don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Straight up. I know exactly what you're saying.
I've used that so many times, because a lot of people, they don't want to look foolish. So a lot of them will just say, oh, yeah. Have you got it? Yep, cool. Okay, see ya. And then the first thing you do is say, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, that was me asking that.
Straight up every single time.
Yeah, and that's
even me coming out of the meetings at work, because it's so zoned out. Even as an adult, bro.
Yeah, I've done that. I went on I went and did some site visits with a industrial refrige company recently, and they do lots of CO2 and ammonia work, which I've not done much of. And he's like rambling on about this and this and this component, and I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, do you have any questions? I'm like, no. But I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you just said. I think I do, but I don't. So I totally get that.
It's understanding who you're talking to. You need to speak to them in the way they can accept it, not the way you want to put it across.
I mean, communication is key. I mean, that's a factor in life, like across the board, work, professional, relationship.
That's why there's so many disagreements, because the communication is off.
I think the other thing with what you're saying is, you said that you don't have any expectation, so not expecting them to know what you're saying or explaining helps you teach as well, because you're not going to expect that they know what you're saying. So anytime you discuss something, you're going to check back in and make sure that they're on the same page. So I think that'll help a lot with the teaching as well. It's not having that expectation, whereas the teacher's like, I'm running through this lesson. This is the lesson I'm running through. At the end of it, you're going to know what I've told you, and that's it. Which is not going to be like that, because people learn slower than other people or differently as well. So sometimes, like, that's like, I've had a couple of teachers that are good where they'll run the lesson, and then the people that are stuck behind, they may not have picked it up as well. So they've gone, well, I know that you know how to learn this way, so I'll teach you it this way. So I think that's the biggest thing is adapting to your class, knowing how to read your pupils and that sort of thing as well, probably.
I always ask people, do you know how to read a room? Do you actually know how to read one? And can you actually read it like you say you can, or you just think you can read it?
Yeah, you got to have people skills for that, and I think empathy is a really big factor in anything when it comes to reading a room or people and understanding communication and body language and all of the things that come with communication. Because communication's not just talking at people; it's a two-way street. It's the listening aspect. It's and everything that goes into that: the tone, the cadence, the words, the language, the body language, the hand gestures, everything. So, I can imagine, man, you would have seen a lot of different walks of life, different environments, different people, cultures, just in the world of teaching. So I love the conversation, bro. With 30 years, I think it was, in the teaching sector, just from all walks of life, and that's like primary school, little kids through to education, and then teaching teachers.
Are you still teaching?
No, not really. I'd more do deliveries, workshops.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So with that, how do you think the educational system has developed or changed between your time in those 30 years time span?
It has allowed for some things, but it's also restricted some things at the same time. And the problem is we don't have an equal flow of the information. Some have more advances and resources than others do. it's the tricky thing is like you can go to one school, they can teach you this, and you're sort of okay. You go to another school, they have more funding, more resources to give more opportunities to learn, and they're saying, oh, is it the kid smarter? Or it's like, well, that kid's pretty smart, but he didn't get what that kid had. You know, you see what I mean? It's like it's one of the and like one of the things is like I love the whole thing about feeding the kids, lunchtime programs, all that sort of stuff. Because the other thing I've learned is you can't learn if you're hungry. Because if you're hungry, because you know the hierarchy of needs, you know the pyramid stuff like this. Because what happens is when hunger is your biggest obstacle, it wipes out theory, it wipes out thinking. And they did a study, I believe in the Philippines during monsoon season. And they did a study, and in that study, they found out that the IQ of the local villagers dropped at this certain time. Like, it dropped. And when they researched, they found it's because that was monsoon season had finished, the crops were low, there wasn't enough food. So their biggest thing was not trying to push their life better, their biggest thing is trying not to starve. So when your basic instinct is, I need food, you're not going to remember what the math quiz is. You're not going to remember what the English thing is. You know, that's why a lot of these kids in sort of low poverty houses aren't learning. It's not because they're dumb. Their survival rate is higher than their learning rate. You know, that's what I have learnt over these years in teaching.
Aren't they looking to remove the food in school program?
Some of them are, yep. That's why you've got to get rid of stupid people.
It's come down a lot to wastage, though, eh? Like, I think a lot of wastage is occurring with it. Like, people aren't utilising it or something.
I think the thing is, we can't blanket it. Say, oh, because it happens there, then this must be every school. No, you have to treat it like they're all individuals. If you treat them like one race, say, oh, well, it's not working, well, then that's great. It helped this one, but it didn't help that one. You're not helping anyone by doing that. You either keep it all on for everyone, even if you see discrepancies in financing here and there, because once you remove it, you're not helping them.
I noticed because Ivy's school does lunch, and we used to send her with a full lunchbox packed still, just because we weren't sure how she would go with the eating. She's autistic, so she's funny with food. She eats their lunch every single day and brings back open packets of popcorn and mushed up banana and stuff. She never eats her lunch that we pack. So I said tonight, don't pack anything that can be opened and wasted. So only put things in there like make some sandwiches and stuff like that, because then if it gets wasted, it's just a couple of pieces of bread and some spreads. It's not, we buy this packet of bars that's like $7 for a pack of bars and it's gone in a week, and she didn't even eat one. She just opened it. I don't know why she opened it. I don't know why.
Because it's bought by choice.
Yeah, but she loves it. She gets pizzas and spaghetti bolognese.
Was that the same when you were at school? Because it didn't exist when I was at school.
We didn't have it. We had to, or we could order lunch and you get it, like you pay for it in the morning or whatever, and then it got delivered.
I didn't even get that.
Certain day of the week or something like that. You could buy like a pie or something.
Was that at primary school?
Yeah, primary school.
I didn't get that at primary. I know at college we had like
we had a canteen at college.
But primary school, no, we didn't have any of that stuff.
The kids now come home and they tell me, like, we had butter chicken for lunch, we had pizza, burgers. I'm like, man, I fucking want some of this kid's school lunch. I had tuna on brown rice.
But don't forget, I mean, in our grandparents' days, these was milk.
Yeah, true.
They were given full bottles of milk to drink.
Yeah. Is that what they have for lunch?
No, given to the school, from the schools and the schoolings.
Yeah, it was part of the curriculum that all kids had to have milk, because it was protein and calcium for bones and teeth, so they were given that. But then that got wiped.
And in regards to the educational system, I feel like it hasn't developed to keep up with the times, and I think shit's like developing and evolving way too rapidly. Like you look at AI. You look at AI and how far that's come in 5 years and where the hell that's going in another 5 years, especially now that they can use AI to develop more AI things. Like crazy. And if you look at that, what is the schooling system doing to adapt to the evolution of technology? Yeah,
honestly, because the tricky thing is like the issues evolve. See, like when I was at school, there was no such, we didn't even have cell phones. They didn't exist. I'm that age. They didn't exist. And so when they started to come in, so like, I mean, the internet didn't sort of come into the early 2000s, end of 2000s. So I grew up fully with the library, newspapers, and clips. We didn't have the privilege kids do now. And so what's happened is now the kids, because of the way it is, they've only known technology. So if you're going to cater to kids, it has to be done through technology. You can't expect them to go back to how we had it because there was no option. We had to do it that way. So if they're going to evolve the system, which some have tried to and are still trying to, if you're going to evolve the education system, it's got to be adapted to how kids understand the world now. You know, we try to use some outdated methods for these kids. It's like the kids went from there.
Are they still handwriting in school as like a
There is,
like a consistent
there is still some handwriting.
Pen
as far
licenses?
as I know. But I mean, but all the assignments are all done online now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can upload and things online and they get checked online and get it sent on. Whereas we were just pen and paper.
Yeah, I feel like finance isn't taught enough in schooling, or at least like I think
Basic survival is not probably taught. Yeah,
basic finance should
Isn't that
be
like commerce?
like I work in finance. The amount of people that sign contracts and have no idea what they signed, the amount of people that have no idea how interest works, and why their loan is more than this.
Yeah,
They're not learning it.
Yeah,
I did that
it's
in
not part of the
college.
curriculum.
I did that as you know how you can choose things? Because I like maths and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. As somebody that chose business studies is probably going to learn something about money.
But that's what I meant.
And
like,
your basic core
I
foundational
feel like there's too
learnings.
much mucking around with the core subjects going into too much depth about algebra and all the stuff that some people may not need to learn that stuff, more about life, teaching you how to become an adult.
Yeah.
Because you come out of school and you have no friggin' idea what you're doing.
Finance.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
It should be taught in the algebra space and like replace the x equals y tables and triangular pentaculums with a bisphotomu of a biangular
I don't think you said one single right word.
hypothesis. That right there. Hypotenuse, I mean.
Yeah.
Those triangles, bro, we should have been teaching or having learnt interest rates and home loans and
Yes, insurance,
basic
politics,
like
budgeting
license
and stuff.
You know, basic road rules, you know. Why is that all missing from our curriculum? Even now.
Honestly, it's I can't actually say what the one thing is, but usually it's whoever's creating the policies is the one who's pushing the curriculum. And a lot of the times the policies is, can we put that in there? Where does it get injected? How much time do we spend it? It's the policy makers. They're the ones who dictate to the education board, this is what we need in there. You know, and so I guess the public have to say, we want this in there, then they have to lobby government to make it a policy so that it has to become part of the school system. Because right now, you can't just go to the school and say, I want that course taught, because it's not part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
You've got to go change it at the government level.
Yeah, and that process means we're not keeping up with the times.
Yeah.
Because look, like I said, how much shit's evolved in the last 5 years. And they're saying, essentially, that AI is going to lead us down the track of replacing the likes of lawyers, and that tradespeople like a plumber who is going to replace your toilet, which the AI can't do, are going to be the higher paying roles, and the likes of a lawyer is going to have less value because they are now replacing lawyers with AI.
Yeah.
What about finance?
That would probably be AI too.
Guess what? I'm a tradesperson. I already earn good money. Imagine what money I'll earn then.
Well, that's actual.
Yeah, Kathy Trev.
That's actual
Blue
factual.
collar men.
You can see that happening though, eh?
You want a job, brother?
A labourer, though is irreplaceable in a sense, depending on what they're labouring. So that's why you look at the trades and that. But yeah, what's your thoughts on that as a teacher?
Yeah, I mean, AI was created to make it easier and make it more helpful, but it's also has the side effect of now it's actually doing away with people that used to be in that position. Like you'd be the tradesperson, but chances are the way it's going, your boss will be AI.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They'd be the one sending you show up at this address. But the other thing is that they like the moment they don't like the humanity of it, which means you show up at this address. I couldn't do it. You can't just call them and say, "Oh, it was clogged." You were given the state didn't work. Fined. You know, so those are the things that you could come into contact with once it becomes more AI. You know, because it doesn't allow for humanistic way of being at the moment. I mean, I know that I'm at the stage where technology is beyond my ability to deliver. So that's why, and I'm okay with it because the world ain't all about me. I'm all fine with others to take over, and the ones who are taking over, the ones who've come after me, they're taking it to the next level using what I've learned. So all I do now as a delivery is I show them what I have learned. Now you can take it to where you think it needs to go.
That's massive. I went to and spent a little time in Sydney. I moved over there, and I got into an industry in the finance world over there. And the way they done the recruitment, the induction, was rather than a work trial, we did what was like a course. And so we had a 30-day course, and if you passed the course, you essentially were available for the role. If you didn't, then you just got 1 month paid studies. The way they taught us is what blew my mind. So there was about maybe 20 of us, 16, 20 of us in the course. So there's somebody conducting the training, the recruitment person and that. And what they did is they'd done this assessment with the whole class. There was 4 categories of learning, teaching, like the way you learn. A visual learner, I think kinetic learner or whatever, like the doers.
Yeah.
And they
kinesthetic,
yeah. So they done that and identified what type of learner we all were, had the 4 categories, and then they taught the groups per the learnings and how they, like, we got delivered different teachings. Why are they doing that to go into a job, which is beautiful, but we're not doing that in schools?
I just, honestly, because that's a job. Was it a business?
That was a business, yeah.
That's probably why, because it was a business. It's the investment in education is different than the investment in business. Because the investment in business it's usually about making money, whereas the investment in education is usually about creating people that can benefit the thingy. It's more like, because I've been part of those sort of learnings where you had, audio, kinesthetic, olfactory, those sort of things, and you have the Mars types, Briggs indicator, and the Enneagram. They're all sorts of learnings that are more being brought into the tertiary sector, more the university sector, not so the younger sector, if you know what I mean. That's what I've noticed. And I don't know if it's because they're still forming their own self. And the other thing is, and I will say it, because national teaching it's taught on mass. They don't have the capabilities or resources to divvy the group up in a way that they can in business. When you're a teacher with 38 students and they've all got different learning styles, you can't divvy 14 over here, teach them different, 13 over there, teach them different. It's like, no, you're the one teacher who's got to teach all of them.
So I'm going to go to my time in Manawatu College. That's where I went through. So we, year 9, come in, and the year 9s of this teachers, which was, I think our class was like in 9TU or NTU or something like that. And that class was the kind of, I guess, the higher education, and you would be taught some different materials. And then you have, like, there was a few other classes, and there was, 9 this one and 9 that one, and they had different teachers, and they were getting taught different things because, I guess, the educational level. But could you not do that and apply that in the same kind of format where instead of 4 classes of different advancements of like learnings and education levels, you're doing that into the 4 sectors of how these people are learning, and then you've got a whole class of people that learn visually, and then this teacher teaches them in the way they learn?
But then you'd have the same issue because you'd have intelligent people learning the same lesson. They're far ahead, and then the people that are far behind, you'd have either or in the wrong spot.
But they might be far behind because they're not learning in the means in which they learn.
But how can you confirm that that's going to happen? They could just be slow learners in all aspects, or really good in.
I guess it needs a trial.
Are you going to lead that trial?
No, but all I'm saying is, as an adult, and I do understand, like, you as a young person, you might be still developing how you learn. So taking a blanketed approach probably makes the most sense because they don't know how they learn yet because they're still learning. But it really blew my mind that this person goes, you're this type of learner, we're going to teach you that way. It made all the sense in the world to me because I was the person in class after maths going, I don't understand because I couldn't focus because it's all going over my head. I don't learn from somebody talking at me at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. So my maths teacher, shout out Miss Garner, would sit with me on her lunch break, which she would sacrifice to help me, which I understand as an adult now, she was going on her lunch break and taking her time doing that. So that's massive. And she used to teach me, again, in the way that I would learn, one-on-one. It was almost just like, why don't we do that like across the board? Why don't we help these people learn in the way they learn best?
I think it is in the form of the qualifications that are currently out there, and the teachers. Who's teaching the teachers, and what are they teaching, and what curriculum are the teachers having?
You're teaching the teachers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I choose the teachers to teach. And we do cover that because the whole way of learning, that came in later. I didn't get that at school. We were just one class, you all learned the same thing. I didn't have the opportunity to be broken up into learning styles because that was still seen as let's just say, it was seen as hairy-fairy when I was a kid. And as education has slightly developed. As a teacher, mine is recognising what they are. So a lot of the times we do group assignments, you know, and then in the group assignments, you give them, like, we know who's going to be the artistic ones, who needs to talk it out, who needs to draw it out, and stuff like this. And when I would give workshops, I used to work with social workers. I give workshops with them, it's like identifying how is it you need to communicate with them, you know. And because they used to bring me in sometimes, I'd teach a class, and then I'd go out of the class. They'd ask me, "What is it?" I went, "Well, this student really wants to learn that. That student doesn't want to learn that. This student's just here because they've got nothing better to do with their life. This one's here for therapy." You know, you can sort of tell what it is, and they're able to cater the class to what they think will work best. Because every student is still given the same assignment. That's the problem. They're still given the same assignment. So that's when you vary up the, like, potentially the assessments. Like, you can be delivering it in this form or that form. That will cater to their learning style. Because you'll have some people, you can deliver it either in the form of a presentation, a PowerPoint, a song, a written abstract, or whatever. And you can give them the options, but the outcome is still the same. They still have to receive this. So a lot of tutors, what they do is they'll vary up the ways it can be delivered to cater for the learning styles.
I guess that comes to your understanding as a teacher, and again, the communication. You have to probably be identifying, hey, this person's struggling with that, or learns better like that, so I want to do this. Yeah, I can see that. What's your thoughts on the likes of discipline being, basically, I feel like it's getting removed from the schooling system. I asked my sons if they don't even have detention anymore. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
So
it's because, I mean, like, I was of the era where I was young enough to still be given the strap era.
Right.
So I was given the strap era, but then as I got older, it got removed out of school, and then suddenly there was the era of no strap. So that was weird for us because we got used to getting the smacks at school, and then suddenly we weren't getting smacks at school, and we didn't know what to do with it. Then it became detentions, or mufti thing, or the womble duty, which is you had to go out and pick up rubbish. That was your detention sort of stuff now. But it was also a different era back then. We had certain strong respects for our teachers, whether or not you liked them or not, you just did certain things. But now there's been more freedoms now that you can't get the kids to behave the same way that we did, because they have more rights that were put in place to stop the abuse of some, but it also inadvertently gave others free rein to sort of misbehave. And honestly, discipline now, I don't know. That's I guess I can only say, because I go back to the leaflet. Wherever you're working, they will have a policy of what you're allowed to do. Stay with that policy, or explain it with your classes. This is how I will conduct it, because the kids have to know. This is how the class will be running. If you have an issue with this, then do that. I always say, let them know up front, so that if they do it, you say, hey, blah. See, I always do a contract with the kids I work with. And the contract is, if you don't do this, I will give you, like, you'll leave 5 minutes earlier, or you'll get an extra special thingy at the end. And I make them, do you agree to the contract? And they go, yes. And what I found is when someone misbehaves, the other kids pull them up. Because you all agreed to it. You know, that's what I mean. You do have to have a negotiation. And that's what I found. I won't say that's for everybody in town, but I will say that's worked best for me. And even my adult students, I say, if you don't look at your phone for 45 minutes, then I don't give you homework. And they're like, oh, yeah.
That's a part of that negotiation.
Yeah, it's the negotiation, because they're getting something out of it. Yeah. Whenever you deliver something, they have to see the worth in what you're teaching. If they don't see the worth, they won't pay attention. See, everything, it doesn't matter what you teach, they got to see the worth in it. And if they're getting something out of it, they're more likely to do it. And most kids now, you know, everybody's on their phones. That's what it is. But that's what I usually do with them, is I say, if you don't use your phones, I won't give you homework. You'll be amazed how many don't use their phones because they don't want homework. And that's how I've negotiated. But I can't say that's how it is for everybody in the world.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have much preferred to get the strap than have to do, because when we were at school, we had detention all day, where you were like in someone else's classroom and you had to do lines all day. And then at smoko breaks, you wouldn't get to sit there and eat your lunch. you would go out and pick rubbish up all day and follow the teacher around, and you'd have high vis vests on. It was embarrassing. And then you did after school, and then you did after school detention too. You had to stay for another hour and do more lines. So I'd much rather just take a smack and then I'm done. I'm off back to class again. Like this is like, what is it? I can't remember the word, but whatever. It just sucked.
Honestly, but the thing is identifying why the kids are playing up. If you can identify why the kids are playing up, you're more likely to be able to fix what's going on.
Mine was always just distraction because, like you were saying before, you had issues with maths. I was really good at maths, and I would do the work while the teacher was doing the lesson. Like she'd provide the papers or whatever, and I'd do it and I'd finish, and then I'd have nothing to do. So I'd just distract people, not like purposely, but I was bored. I just wanted something else to do. So then I'd get kicked out of the classroom and sent to my dean or whoever it was you'd get sent to, and then I'd be given detention for finishing all my work. That's how I thought it, and then I started hating school and I left school early because I was like, this is dumb. Like this is. I didn't think it was too easy because there was times where I was challenged, but that was what my issue was, and I don't think it was really picked up on that.
Yeah, maybe a lot of they either didn't pick up on it or they felt there was just too much trouble to do something about it.
Yeah, I just
that happens.
Taken as I wasn't even the class clown. I was just a class annoying little shithead.
You're just a clown.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, and now that I know that that's just how I work. Like, I like to do it as I go, and I'm picking it up because I have to be doing something while I'm being taught it. Otherwise, they'll explain things for half an hour, and then by the end of I forgot what they said at the start of the lesson. So I have to do it as I go.
Because in all honesty, good teachers know what's going on. They know what's going on with the kids. I made a mistake a few years back. I was teaching some at-risk youth, and they were talking about what jobs do you want to do. And they were talking about their jobs. And so I'd made some clippings of some jobs for them to have a look at. Would you apply for this? And I was giving it around. And, and the kids are like, oh, yeah, that sounds like cool, we'll do this. And this one kid, he just wouldn't say nothing to me. And I was too preoccupied with what was going on. And then I'm like, well, what do you think? And he just wouldn't talk with it. You all right? And he got really angry. He stood up and he pulled out a pocket knife and he tried to stab me with it. But luckily, I knew how to disarm him. So I disarmed him like this. He was about 15. I disarmed him, he sent the other kids out. And the mother was called in, of course. We sat down and they said, well, are we going to call the police on this matter? I said, well, it was only me he threatened. I said, I can't keep him in class because it's a danger thing with the other students. So I can't keep him in class, but I'm not going to press charges. And even the mother looked at me and she went, why aren't you pressing charges? I mean, he did try to stab you. I went, because I know why. I embarrassed him. I forgot he can't read or write.
Oh.
And I gave him a paper in front of all the other students and told him to, read the job. What do you want about the job? I put him on the spot. I realised I pushed him into a thing where he didn't know what to do. And so he was embarrassed. He was embarrassed because he was 15, 16. Most kids can sort of read pretty well by that age. He couldn't just because of the environment he was. And I told us, I'm not helping him by charging him for something that I actually put him in. So I said, no, I'm not going to do it. He had to go for counselling. That was the agreement. He'd go for counselling. As far as I know, because this was a few years ago, as far as I know, he never went to prison. He's doing okay. He's got a missus and a kid. I realised had I charged him that day, he could be in a completely different circle because I understood what had gone wrong. And that's what it is, knowing why the students are playing up rather than just because most of us will react to an action. And that's what I mean is, but once I actually sat down and had a look, I realised I'd embarrassed him. And that was a learning for me. And I went, don't you dare do that again, Tapihia. Don't you bloody do that again. And so now when I have a issue with a student, I have a look and I make sure I know what's going on. It is very hard to offend me. People have tried. It's very hard to offend me because I know why you're trying to offend me. And it usually has nothing to do with me. And I tell teachers a lot, when students are getting at you, chances are it's not you they're angry at a situation they're going through. And you're the only punching bag that they can see. So never take it personally. Just go, they need to vent. Let it out. Because your life won't change if you react badly to it. You could make it worse. But that's what I mean. And I've had full-grown adults go at me, and I'm just like, yeah. Are you angry? No, because I know why they're angry. He's just lost his kid. This one just lost his job.
Yeah, even just
that one, yeah.
thinking of that, I had a situation in year 13, and I remember, like, I'd come to class, I was drinking up, and teacher was like, get rid of that, and it's my fucking breakfast. Like, I ended up having this full-on blow-in moment with her, and it escalated, but what kind of accumulated with that was my mate had died over the weekend in a car accident.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, that was front and centre, and I'm in a place where I used to go to school with them.
Yeah.
For me, I didn't even really. I think maybe she, as a teacher, should have understood that my friend just passed away from a car accident. But I could see in that moment, reflecting on what you were just saying, that big dispute I had with that teacher that almost got me kicked out and suspended, and I had to go through the thing with the dean and all the rest of it. Was the root cause of that was nothing related to the classroom environment at all.
Nothing to do with them. Yeah.
No. So I understand what you're saying. Oh, you also mentioned something about the phones, and I was thinking about the fact that the biggest obstacle in nowadays society, across the board in general, in any capacity, is attention span.
Yeah.
People are on their phone and they're just scrolling, and next video. They watch 2 seconds of a video. No, I don't like it. Go to the next one. Dopamine hit. Just scroll hours, whatever.
It's a big one.
It's a plague, and it's ugly. But how do you teach a kid that that's all they know? That's all. That's the life they're growing up into. That's all they have is this phone, and that's all they do with that phone.
Yeah.
How do you teach that kid?
It's one of the things is first you have to identify how addicted are they to this. Then you have to give them an offer that's better than what they currently have. And a lot of the times, that's why I said, like, if you don't use this for this, then I'll give you that reward for that. And a lot of the times, because kids at that age, they do have a peer group. There are friends they want to connect with. And if their friends are into it, so are they. If you just separate them on their own and just say, oh, you alone cannot, then obviously it's going to go south. You have to really know what's going on. So you have to offer them something more than what this can give them, the immediate attention, because you hit it right on the door. It's the dopamine hit. It's immediate attention, immediate gratification. They have full control. That's why that's why men love remote controls of their bloody TVs for so long, because we have change, move, noise. That was our dopamine. The remote was, don't you touch my remote. And with kids now, that's what it is. They have access to things that did not exist when we were kids. They did not exist. They have the world at their hands. And can I say this?
Yeah.
Oh, true. This isn't over yet. I had a former inmate that was in my class. Awesome fella, brilliant fella. Now, he was quite influential back in the 80s. He had lots of money. He ran business. He was smart, this guy. But he kept getting caught. And he'd just done a few years in prison. And he was out of my class. And he asked me, like, I'm a smart dude. Why did I get caught? And I said, I'll tell you at the end of the year, because I didn't know him well enough. At the end of the year, I told him, it's like, because technology advanced beyond your ability. I said, because at that time, everything was written on paper. You had your people going here. You had this one go to this bank, this one go to that bank. You had to be able to make these calls. A 14-year-old can do all of that on their phone now. You still don't know how to tune on a computer. I said, that's why you got caught. And he just sort of sit back and goes, yeah, I suppose I should give it up. I went, yeah.
You got to keep up with the tech if you're going to be like. But what's crazy in the world of finance is you see technology evolve. They put in all these layers of like fraud and trying to counteract it and automated AI stuff.
Yeah.
But man, the people that are out there doing the fraudsters, they are just as clever, and they're coming up with the means of defeating that and getting around it, and then they have to create new. So it's actually like the defense layers and mechanisms are actually basically like a step behind, because whilst they're just need to put this out, block this and doing that, now they're trying to work this out. Now they know it. Now they're doing things like this, the corruptions, and I guess that applies in all crime or anything, walks of life.
Because what are you? Are you millennials?
I'm born in the 90s, so I don't know what that makes me.
Millennial, yeah.
Millennial.
Millennial.
Is that before 2000?
So it's basically 84 to like 2000 or something like that. It's like millennial thingies. And because I'm Gen X, which is 1980s backwards and stuff like this. So the reason that a lot of us older people aren't caught up with the technology is because we've spent half our life without it.
100%. My gran passed away recently. She only just got a phone in the last couple of years. Yeah,
but kids born now, that's all they've ever known. They've never known life without technology, without a phone. I mean, you give your phone to the 2-year-old. Your 2-year-old knows how to use the phone. And they're picking up apps you didn't know was on your phone. Because that's the world they live in. That's the new, unfortunately, it had become the new babysitter. You know, like you're here, play on the phone while I do this. You know, that's becoming your babysitter. And that's the world we live in now. We can't undo it, so we just have to learn how to work with it.
Yeah, manage it,
Yeah.
control it. How does a teacher take the walk of life into the world of professional wrestling? How did that take it?
Believe it or not, I took my nephew. I was driving through Otaki, and I had my nephew with me. And then I saw a banner that had pro wrestling that night, and my nephew goes, "Oh, can we go see the pro wrestling?" We went, "Oh, yeah, okay, then so it is. Yeah, pro wrestling, yeah, why not?" And because that was run by New Zealand Wide Pro Wrestling, so that was Martin Sterling at the time, and his niece lived in Otaki. That's why they had a show in Otaki.
Okay.
And so I went in, I watched the show. I said, "Oh, yeah, this is funny. Yeah, it's so cool." And as I walked up, they had a list that says, "I'll write down for, how subscribe, like and subscribe." This is before technology. So I had to write it on a piece of paper, say, yeah, okay, give it. And then I received a message from the boss saying, "Oh, please come and show up at this time, this date, in this area." And I just thought, oh, maybe it's like a supporter meeting. So I went there and I walked in, and then Martin looked at me, sat me down and made me watch the boys train. And then at the end he says, "I want to show you next week you show up with a towel or water bottle." I'm like, "Oh, hold on, I didn't come here to wrestle." Now you got to realize I was much bigger back then because I was quite physical. He says, "Oh, while you're that big, you're going to bloody get in the wrestling ring." So I started training the very next week, and I got into the pro wrestling, and I realized I loved it. And Martin said something very clever to me. He says, when you hire a rugby coach, you want a rugby coach that's played rugby. So if you're going to teach, if you're going to get into wrestling, you need to know how to wrestle. You need to know what it feels like to be in a ring, to feel like to walk, to feel like to be booed, to feel like to be chanted. That's what teaches you. The experience is what teaches you. Not anyone can read or watch a video, but to be there is a different experience altogether. And so that's how I ended up getting into pro wrestling. And because I was a teacher, he wanted my advice on certain things. So I was able to sit there because he also had his own course. And so I was able to deliver and teach things with his course as well. And I was going back every week. And then I got my nieces into pro wrestling because one of my nieces is a real wrestling fan. So I said, "Oh, let's come on," because there was no women's wrestling at the time. So I got my nieces into pro wrestling, and then they became pro wrestlers for a year and a bit. And one of my nieces still wrestles now.
Oh, wow.
She's probably one of the best, I'll say, in Aotearoa. And she's wrestled some of the girls that are in the WWE now, so that's kind of
Dakota
cool.
Kai?
Yeah, Dakota Kai. Oh, and Blair Davenport. She was the other one that was over there. Cause it was weird, because I used to train.
Was she a New Zealander?
Yeah, she's from Wellington.
The chick with the blonde in her here?
Yeah, she's from Wellington.
I didn't know that.
But she was only 15 when I met her, when she came into the wrestling ring. So, because I used to train the women's division. I used to be the head trainer.
Yeah.
Because they didn't trust the boys, because the boys were too handsy.
Right.
But I was a grown adult, so, "Oh, no." And my nieces were in there, "Don't you touch the girls." So, yeah, so Leah was one of the ones. And we interact well with IPW. And we end up having mutual shows with IPW. That's how I got to know the IPW guys. Because at the time, there's only IPW and us. Then they formed a couple of other wrestling ones. But thanks to what Martin Sterling did, he ended up creating a whole bunch of pro wrestlers that ended up going overseas and wrestling overseas. I mean, NZWW has now finished, but there are other Wellington wrestling clubs.
Yeah.
And Ben over in River City, he's one of the ones from there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So they've kind of ventured out into
they
creating their own little
thing,
branches. Yeah. Oh, so what do you think I'm in for with these trainings? What's that look like?
It will be interesting. Don't go to play wrestling. Go to learn. Because over the years, we've had a lot of people enter the wrestling ring, but they wanted to enter it to play. They wanted to do the moves they saw on TV, and they want to walk around. They actually played.
Do you want to know something funny? The first thing that Dill said when we went to IPW, "I want to get choke slammed."
And I did.
And you did.
I committed.
Multiple times.
I committed
and
to
then
it.
the next day, "I want to RKO someone."
And I did. And I committed to it.
But it's just so funny that he said, "Oh yeah, a lot of people that come in want to play," and Dill's like, "Yeah, I want to play."
But I mean, because you have the one-offers, but the people who want to take it seriously, you say you come to train, don't come to play. Because when you come to play, that's when you hurt people. Because you're not falling how you're supposed to. Like when you see them in wrestling and they're picking up people and it looks like, oh, it so stays the way they're picking them up. They're taught to pose like that to lessen the impact of the blows. Because a lot of New Zealand wrestlers, remember, this is not a wrestling career. this is something they do on the side. They still got to go to work the next day.
Thanks.
So you don't want to break their arms. And I feel so terrible because I've broken a guy's arm.
Oh no! What was the move?
Shut up.
What was the move?
Shut up. It was a flying head toss. And I grabbed him by the head and just threw him. But he didn't land properly, so it was partly his fault.
Oh.
But I did break his arm. And he did. And
Did you win the match?
Eh?
Did you win the match?
No, it was in training.
Oh shit!
Oh, so it wasn't even worth
Yeah,
it.
he didn't post.
So that's what I'm in for.
It's more like, you have to post. And he didn't post at the time. And that's why it's like, don't treat it like I'm just going to flop myself around. Because that's when you'll get it, the way you land on your knees, the way you land your elbows. You don't, and like when you hit certain moves, you don't want to think, you'll end up get water in the elbow and stuff like this and all that sort of stuff. It is a learning. I've heard people say, in my career, like, it's just all fake. It's like, if you knew how much training bloody went into that, you would not be like sticking your nose up. It's like, is that all it is? Hell no, it's damn hard work.
The fake thing is absolutely like when you
is.
get in there, it's not a trampoline.
Yeah, it's
I've
not a
been choke slammed
trampoline.
on the tram, and I've been choke slammed in a wrestling ring.
Yeah,
I
not
prefer the tram because it hurts. And then the bro fucking, what's his name? The Viking fella. You would know him.
He's one of the new ones. He came on when I left.
Right.
I am
You know
aware
who I'm
of
talking
who he is. Yes,
Yeah,
I do
so
know who he is.
he fucking has a Vader bomb.
Liam.
Liam, that was it. Yeah, he does a Vader bomb, bro.
Yeah.
So he choke slams me, and that feels a bit rough as it is. He's quite big too. And then I'm laying on the ground. He goes, "Yeah, now what I got to do is, this is rehearsal. I got to do this Vader bomb. We'll practice it." I'm like, okay, all good. So he goes up on the ropes. This dude's a big dude. He's solid, tall, a lot of weight. I'd say probably 120 kg.
120.
Yeah, he's up on the rope. I'm thinking he's going to splash on me and I'm not even going to feel it because you see the wrestling and it's fake and that. So I'm laying on the ground waiting for this dude to splash me, bro. He comes down. I'm winded as shit. And I'm trying to fade it, pretend nah, I'm all good. But holy shit, but that's just what it is. How do you fake this big 120 kilo person splashing you off the rope? I know he's not aiming to go full dead weight on my gut, but man, that squished me.
Yeah. Because we wrestle to entertain. It's not MMA. Our thing is not to go there and try and beat the living bejesus out of each other. No, we're there to put on a show. And we're also there to keep each other safe.
Yeah.
To make sure that person gets up and can walk out of the ring. That's why there's certain moves that are done a certain way, because we're not there to maim them.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you said about the cosplay, though, eh? Like you put that outfit on, and now you're this person.
And now you're this character.
You're that character. And I noticed that with Mr. Burns walks out with his bloody nappy on and doing his political thing, and
And you have a glove.
Great character.
I've got
Great
a glove.
character.
Yeah, but these characters that they portray, you can see that gimmick come to life when they're in the ring, and that's who they are for that moment. And I love that.
It's the same with Undertaker, because we had Chris Masters, the Masterpiece Chris
Master
Masters
Lock.
over here.
Master Lock.
Yeah.
Because we hosted him, so we did the show, and because he was telling us about stuff, and one thing he was telling us is with Undertaker.
Yeah.
When he's out of his, you can talk to him normally. Once he's stressed, you stay away from him.
He's in gimmick mode.
He's in persona.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's in persona mode. He becomes the Undertaker. Once it's on, you leave him alone. Doesn't matter 5 minutes. 5 minutes earlier you were chatting away to each other and how was the business. Once he's got his outfit on, that's him. You leave him alone. And that's how so many of them take it. This is their job, their livelihood, and that's why so many people love what they do, because they do embody the characters they're creating.
I guess that's what separates it from being a hobby and trying to turn it into a career.
Yeah.
Who else? Because we spoke with Knox.
Al.
And we had a chat with him,
he's
kind of
a
a live podcast environment kind of thing. And I spoke to him about New Zealanders that he had been in the ring with. And of course, there's the likes of the Bushwhackers and that, but he said some big names, people I didn't even realise had been in the country.
Oh yeah,
So
a lot of the country, thanks to the Armageddon and stuff like that, because they used to bring in a lot of pro wrestlers back then, like Jake the Snake, Honky Tonk Man, RVD, all of these.
Oh, Sandman was one I think he said he was in the ring with.
Who else? Oh, they've actually brought a few over, and what they did was they would have wrestling shows there, and they'd be invited to participate in the wrestling shows. So he did get to actually wrestle with some big names of the time, and some of our boys have actually been overseas and wrestled some big names at the time. But it is a career that you have to take seriously as a career. If you treat it as a hobby, it will only be a hobby. And so some people just treat it, they didn't mind just go to work normal and then have a big wrestling show. That's cool. But then you have the others that, no, I want this as my career. So this is only your starting point. You have to go overseas if you want that as your career.
Facts.
Yeah, you got to go overseas.
Have you got in the ring with anybody of name status?
No, not really, because I only wrestled for 3 years, and then the other 8 years I was I was the MC. I was
the announcer. You got a good voice for that.
Yeah, so I was ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ring, weighing at 152 kilograms from Kundala.
And I used to rumble.
I used to do that. Yeah, I used to do that. So I was the commentator for a few years after that.
Cool.
But no, I've wrestled here. I've wrestled in Australia. I've wrestled some people that have gone on to I think, I actually have wrestled. Shit, I have wrestled some people that have gone on.
Who?
Oh gosh, Ryan Eagles. He's I think he's in AWE at the moment. What's his name? He was only 18 when I wrestled him. I was in a fatal 4-way match with him over there, and because he's also an AWE and can't bloody remember his name. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I was expecting that question to be asked, so I can't remember.
I love wrestling. I don't know if you can tell. I watched wrestling myself. My family, my dad was like the first in New Zealand to go on the venture of importing and selling wrestling figures and stuff like that, merch and stuff.
Yeah.
So before the warehouse basically put them out of business, because then obviously you can't keep up with what they're doing. But before the warehouse was doing it, my dad was importing them and selling them and going to fairs and markets and showing up with all them. And so he was engulfed in it, and so I was raised and brought up in it. And now to this day we get together on like a pay-per-view, like WrestleMania.
Awesome.
WrestleMania, I've taken annual leave. Like, because it's 2 days, the Monday, I've taken annual leave because we're going to watch that.
That is awesome.
So, yeah, I love it. And, that's me getting involved in it. It's something, participating in a childhood dream, essentially.
I'm not going to lie, it was fun when I did it. It was fun when I did it. And I did have the pleasure of holding the tag titles twice.
Nice.
So, and that was cool. And that was me and my tag partner, who was Dan Sterling at the time. And we were known as Company T. Company T Matoinga.
You got a photo of that?
Yeah, probably somewhere. Yeah.
Can you send me that?
Yeah, I'll send you the photo.
We're going to show you guys the chronicles of your journey. And we're going to wrestling photo with the tag belts and death mask at the cosplay, and then teacher outfit.
And teacher.
Yeah, but no, that's really cool. What was your wrestling name?
I was Rehua.
Ehua.
Rehua.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, Rehua is the Maori god of the stars.
Yep.
Because I wanted to be Maori, but I didn't want the typical Tāne Mahuta, Tāne. They said, no, go for someone. And so we ran a competition at my job. And the name that I chose, they won free tickets to my debut match.
That's cool.
And it was Rehua. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going for Rehua.
That's massive.
Because he's the one who gave the trees to Tāne Mahuta to plant.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of incorporate the theme of that into your gimmick, I guess, in the ring?
I basically had I had the half-faced tamoko sort of stuff like this. I had a top that had stars and stuff like this. And I spoke Māori.
Massive.
When I sort of could, because I was bigger then, I was a lot fitter then. I mean, I'm still big now, but but it was. I enjoyed it. I definitely wasn't the best wrestler, but I was a decent enough wrestler to be on the card.
Massive.
Yeah.
What was your biggest event? How many people?
Oh gosh, that might have been when he brought in Raven. I think we had Raven come over.
He's OG.
And he's definitely OG. It was supposed to be Raven and Disco Inferno, but we couldn't get Disco Inferno because he was still stuck in bloody Australia. So we had Raven there. We had we had the Lower Hutt Town Hall. It was completely maxed out, sold. We did have the Bushwhackers too, and we had then the Taito Hall, and that was maxed out and stuff like that. So we've had some pretty good ones. I've met some pretty awesome wrestlers over the years.
That's massive.
And had the privilege of doing that, and check to some people. I remember I had someone with me. And my phone went, they said, your phone's ringing. I said, pick it up, who is it? And he picked it up, he goes, oh my God, it's Al Snow.
Oh, wow.
Hi.
Yeah.
Because he was originally going to come over to one of our shows too, but the connections didn't work.
Did you watch his series on Netflix? The wrestling one?
Al Snow.
Yeah.
I know, actually, I have. I should really.
It's really good, bro. Is it OVW? That Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, all that? He owns that. And so they did a whole Netflix series of him. He's at the helm of it. He owns it. And he's basically like the Vince McMahon of that company.
Yeah.
And so it shows all the behind the scenes of them putting the matches together and the plans and the politics and what happens behind kind of like that WWE Unreal, but they did that ahead of them.
Yeah, because that was years ago when that happened. So he'd only just left the WWE.
Wow.
And he was in correspondence touring Australia, so I managed to get a contact with him.
Mm-hmm.
And so it could either be him, Disco Inferno, and Raven, and we could only get Raven in at the time.
Yeah.
And we're working with Australian Wrestling Federation as well, so they came and did a tour with us.
Cool. And what was your finishing move?
It was called The Settlement.
Was it treaty orientated?
Pretty much settlement. Yeah, that was my wrestling move.
What was
that
it?
my ending. It was basically an off the shoulder RKO, off the shoulder F5. Yeah, F5 into an RKO.
Oh yeah, sounds interesting.
And then my niece did one, and she did it way better. Oh yeah, she did this really cool one, and it was like way better than mine. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing mine anymore.
Fair enough.
She was awesome, Miss Misty.
And what was the worst injury you had?
Probably broken ribs. Yeah.
Oh, was that from taking a move?
Yeah, I was taking a move. Yeah, I got kicked hard in the ribs. I mean, I'm lucky. I've only had like a black eye and maybe broken ribs, but others have had some far worse things. Like Ben himself, he's had knee injuries and stuff like that. Had operations. I was lucky.
Yeah,
I was one of the lucky wrestlers.
It's massive that Ben's like still going. Obviously, he's got
Yeah,
that
no,
passion.
after all these damn years, him and Adam still team up every now and then, which is freaking me out.
True.
Adam Avalanche.
Oh yeah, I don't know that one. I don't think I do try to. Like we've kind of been invited and welcomed into the world. I think they like accepted us low key. Like
No, that's cool.
I think I enjoyed our time up there. Like we did IPW, we
fun.
did back-to-back days. They did 2 events. I was on both of them doing a performance and getting involved in the ring and doing some promo shit and some wrestling shit and taking some moves. But like the behind the scenes, like we were there trying to be there when they were setting up, and we were there during the pat downs, and I think it was really neat. Like I like seeing the culture behind it, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was like a community behind the scenes when everybody comes together and
was a
they
brotherhood,
put the ring on and they set it up, and it was really cool. Who would you say maybe inspired you in the world of wrestling? Like, if you're looking at the WWE, WCW wrestlers,
I'm old school. I was a big fan of Junkyard Dog.
Okay,
I love the JYD.
Wow.
Yeah, I just like the character of the
there's
JYD.
a lot of personas on.
Yeah, there's so many. Believe it or not, I was even a fan of Akeem. Used to be the one man gang. I became a fan of Akeem, Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah.
I was a fan of the big wrestlers, like the big. Well, not the sky-tined muscle.
Like
I
Vaders.
I just like the big, I like the big. I was a big fan of those ones because I was big. And, I knew I couldn't do some of the certain moves that other wrestlers could do, but I could do those.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, they definitely inspired me.
In modern day, do you have a favourite wrestler today?
I haven't really, believe it or not, I haven't watched as much wrestling these days. I'm still in love with the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really the wrestlers, it's the characters I like. And I think you'd become a big fan of Toni Storm.
Yeah.
I like the character, and she's born in New Zealand. Yeah, so I liked her character of Toni Storm just because it's a funny, quirky character. Yeah, it's one that will last a while.
Well, she's called the timeless Toni Storm.
Yes, timeless Toni Storm, because even the way she speaks is like it catches people off guard.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of the character as opposed to just who's a good wrestler that's had lots of wins.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. And so you've then ventured in life. You've moved to US. Where were you living in the United States?
I was living in Los Angeles at the time.
And what takes you on that journey? And the other thing I want to know is, was wrestling ever a point of interest whilst you were in America for you?
I went to a wrestling show while I was over there,
right.
but that wasn't what took me to LA.
Okay.
What took me to LA was the thing that I developed around superhero reading.
Right. And we're going to get into that before we close too.
Yeah. And that's what took me over to LA, because people liked it so much. They said, you need to get overseas and tell people what this is, because of how good it is and how well it's been received. And I didn't, and I just thought, no, I'm done. I finished my job. I went over there. I did that real, do you know anyone over there? No. Do you have a place to live? No. Do you have a job? No. I just went to LA. I just did one of those ones. Mm. And it worked out because I met some amazing people over there. And they're the ones who filmed my reel. My thing reel, they're the ones who introduced me to do places, and I still work with them. The two main contributors over there that I work with is both Greg and David. David is an editor, like he's the one who helped edit some of the movie of Avatar, Way of Water. He worked for Disney, and Greg is a screenwriter, so he's written episodes for television and stuff like that. So they're the ones who were helping me on that journey along the way. And like I said, they filmed it. We were ready to push it. Then COVID happened, and like, oh well.
So filmed what?
Oh, they filmed what they call it a sizzle reel. And a sizzle reel is a preview of what a show could look like if you pick it up. Mm-hmm. And once they film the sizzle reel, they send it to different production companies and ask, is anyone interested? And if they like it, then you get a call in, and then you speak about it further, and they see if they want to invest in it.
So it's like your demo mixtape. As an artist, if I was trying to get it out, it's like pitching a demo tape to the label to see if they want to sign me and make an album.
Sounds like Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. It does sound like Shark Tank. You're basically
Shark
shopping a product around trying to get an investment and buy in. So what was like on that reel? What was it that you filmed?
Well, what they did was first they filmed what I do, and they filmed me interacting with different people, doing the superhero thing with different people, and they show what it could look like on TV. Because the premise of the show was I was going to do the superhero reading for them, and we were going to bring in people to help empower those skills that they naturally have. It's not teach them new skills; it's enhance what they already have. And then from there, then they would actually reveal it and see, does it help them in their life and their career now?
Yeah. So you basically made like this pilot, I guess, or a montage that was going to turn to a pilot.
Yeah.
You're shopping that around, but COVID shuts that down. Do you still have the file? Do you still have the video?
Yeah, I still have the video. I have been back to LA since a couple of times, and I've re-engaged with the guys, but it's just because of what's happening with the climate over there right now. It's the timing's off.
Yeah.
And I didn't take that personally because a lot got closed down. A lot of things got shut down. Things that they would normally be okay with pre-COVID, now they have to have a second look at it. They can't just openly do it like they used to. You know, and that's the thing that's changed. And I just said, no, there's a time and place for when it will happen. It just meant that wasn't the time, but I still think it's going to happen.
Yeah. And do you have, I mean, in the modern day society, if you've got the reel, could you not just be kind of bulk emailing that out there to people and shopping that around yourself?
Because the thing is, the reel belongs to them, the
Right.
people who shot it.
Understood.
So they will decide when it gets used, and they will use it when they see there's an opening, okay, and then they will send that reel to those people.
Yeah.
Rather than, I'm just going to flick it to anybody and everybody. It's like, no, you don't just flick it to anyone and everybody. You flick it to the ones you think can actually invest and help in this. Because the other one is you don't want to send it to people, then it becomes, how would you put it? Not this one again, and then they become blacklisted. You know, you don't want to like just go to anybody because then it becomes one of that, it's that annoying one.
You're like spamming.
Yeah, it's a spam.
Yeah.
So you don't do that. You just, when you think you've got an opportunity, because sometimes it depends on, there's a funding round coming out, that's when you send it. You know, or these people are working on this project, so now they're opening up to new tenders, that's when you send it. You don't just chuck it out like that. So they sort of own it. So I only use it when they want to use it. And I have used it in previews of other things, but I've never used it in a online sort of situation. I use it in private because they still own the rights, so I only use it if they give me permission.
Can you show me that too?
Yeah,
I'm just asking if we said
I
anything.
can show you that after this, yes.
That sounds cool. So in the world of LA, what was your favourite and least favourite thing about living over there?
Favourite thing about LA, it was a lot safer than I thought it would be.
True.
Yeah, it was
bro,
a lot safer.
LA is like my dream destination.
Yeah.
Like I want to go there. There's a studio there called Paramount Studios.
Yeah.
I want to take an album into it and create do the engineering, the mixing in that studio. That's like a dream goal of mine. But yeah, sorry to interrupt. I was just saying.
It's a possibility.
One of the thoughts that I've had is, LA, Nipsey Hussle just got fucking shot at the Chicken Waffle House. Like, shit happens over there. That's one of the thoughts I've had in mind that kind of, I guess, puts me off a little bit, the travel too.
Yeah. I was lucky because over the 2 years I was going back and forth. I was staying there months at a time because my visa would only allow me to stay a certain time, then I had to come back. But then I was going back. So over 2 years, I was basically living in LA for 2 years. And I met wonderful people. I was going out, trialing us, seeing who's interested. And then it was over that time that we were putting together this reel, meeting new people, meeting new clients, meeting new investors. It was good. But yeah, the thing was it was safer over there than I thought. I really got into the street food. Just saying. The street food over there is amazing. Really got into it, and there's probably 1,000 videos of it, just saying.
On your page?
Oh, yeah, on my page, probably
Nice.
1,000 videos of it. Yeah, the street food over there. The only sad thing was the amount of homelessness. Everywhere. Just everywhere. Yeah, you couldn't walk anywhere and there wasn't homeless people. And, when you had money or you had food, you'd give it to them. That's what you could do. But that was hard, coming from New Zealand, where it's not at the level, but go over there, like they're everywhere.
It's abundant, yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, I actually noticed that about Sydney. When I lived in Sydney, there was a lot more homelessness. But I guess you looking at population levels, there's more people, so there's more higher, volumes of homelessness.
Is it expensive over there too?
To live?
It's quite expensive over there, isn't it?
It's limited space. I'll put it that way. If you've got a lot of money, you can afford it, but it's hard to live. There's a lot of people living in their home in their cars. That's what I noticed. And a lot of people in very single level dwellings, but have whole families.
How were you surviving? Like, did you have a job?
I didn't have a job, but I had saved up a lot of money over my teaching period, and I was living off that while I was over there. And I did that on purpose. I said, no, I wanted to see if it would happen. So I had that as a backing. I knew I wasn't going to make money over there, but I wasn't there to make money. I was there to see if I can get a career going. So I'm really glad I did it because I learned so much about Hollywood. Things about Hollywood normal people would not know about Hollywood. I learned how that works.
Did you meet or see any famous people?
I met some people, mainly people behind the scenes. So I met producers and directors of a lot of the shows you see on Netflix and stuff. I met them and I got to interact with them. And I was talking to one guy, like, who is he? And like, he runs Legends Studios. We're like, oh, okay. And I remember talking to this one lovely lady. I did hers and went, you realise she's the producer of The Bachelor. Like,
cool.
The last 9 years of Bachelor, she's the producer.
Wow.
I was like, okay. That's all cool.
Yeah. So you made some networks and connections.
Made some networks. The best place was, of course, going into the BBC studios, having a conversation with them, and just seeing all the Emmys on the wall. I'm like, my God, all of the Emmys.
Yeah, that's massive, historic. What is it over there that you went back to recently? Because you got back recently from a trip there, right?
I went over there it was more like it was mainly to meet the guys again, to try and put a plan together of what, if we were to now use this again, like for 2016, what would it look like? So that's why I went over there. It was more of a business gathering. I also did do a live show while I was over there at one of the locations. I did a live show there. And I also did another show at a person's home with a group of people so that they could see what it looks like. Yeah, and so that's what I went over there for. And it was good.
And the street food.
Oh, and the street food. Always the street food.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's why I was there the last time.
Okay, so now your superhero reading. So what is it? Can you tell us what it is?
Okay, superhero reading is me telling you the type of superhero you are by how I see you, not how you see yourself.
Okay.
And so I will create a superhero in my mind, like if this is a comic, I would see what you would look like as a superhero, what your outfit would be, what your superhero name would be, and then how your powers would work. And then once I've created it, I do something that I call the moral of the story. And the moral of the story is the next big issue that you come face to face with, or the current big issue you're trying to deal with, this is how you can use those abilities to overcome it. And then once I've done that, I leave it on the table for you to decide what to do with it from there. Because what I've learned in this is I'm only there to provide pathways. I'm not there to fix it on your behalf. Because you have to be the one to choose to fix it. Yeah.
Is this spiritual?
Well, at first I thought it was psychological, but then it sort of reared off to a little bit more spiritual. And it was a friend of mine, because I gave it a very pompous name at the beginning. I call it Humanic Superiority Theory.
Wow.
Really pompous name, because I wanted it to be flash. And then I did this on a colleague, and she's very spiritual. And she goes, do you realise you're doing a reading? And I'm like, whatever, I'm doing superheroes. She goes, no, bro, it's a type of reading. So she actually called me the superhero reader. And then she said, would you come to this weekend event of healers and do it there? So I went, yeah, okay. So yeah, but you got to realize I was teaching roadworking at the time. So they allocated me to a room, and you had this one who had all these crystals, this one who had these angel cards, and then I walked with my high vis and my work boots. And I just sat there. They said, we'll just send people in, and you just do what you do and see what happens. Well, I did, and I went a little bit viral at this noho. And everyone's saying, have you seen that Maori guy that turns people into superheroes? Holy crap. And I actually went quite viral around where I was. And next thing I was being inundated with phone calls, Facebook messages. People were showing up at my work.
Wow.
It went that big.
Yeah.
And then it got the attention of the Maori Film Festival. And then they said, well, we've got this project basing it on all these Maori women. Would I put a comic book together? So I did. And so I created the Wahine Tō comic book. And I met with all these women. I turned them into superheroes, and I had my nephew draw them as caricatures. And we put out the book that was released at the Maori Film Festival.
Sure, that's awesome.
How many copies did you do?
Oh no, they were owned. They did. I don't know. 500 to 5,000 or something. But I've got a copy, so yeah, I've got one.
You send me a photo of that? No, just
Can you send me a copy? No.
But then I did readings at the film festival, and then I was giving readings at other places, and I was getting called around, and that's every place I was going. That's when they were going, why are you just staying here? Get your A overseas and show them what you can do. And that's what took me to LA.
You could do readings at the Mini Fest.
Yeah, we could get you involved at the next mini fest. That's a plan in itself.
It's definitely a different one. I always tell people when I do a superhero reading, there's these 3 things I don't do. A, I can't read your mind, so don't worry. B, I can't tell the future, so don't ask me for the lottery numbers. And 3, I'm not Tyler Henry, so I can't connect you to your departed dear Nana. Okay. All I can do is I can say the superhero how you are, and I don't do vanity readings. You know, because I've had some people say, oh, am I like young, beautiful, strong, powerful? Like, no, this is how you are. Yeah. This is how it comes across.
Yeah.
And because I used to cater towards their vanity, but then I realized it actually wasn't helping them.
Right.
I says, no, I just got to say, this is how you come across.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. I won't tell people what to do. I'll just say, this looks like an area you could look at. Up to you if you want to use it or not.
Sounds genuine.
Yeah, but you have to be the one to make the decision if you use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been saying, because I like any guest from any walk of life that has a story, we want them to reach out. Yeah. And I'm putting that out there. And if you've made it this far, hit the comment section. Let us know you're still tuned in. And if you are a guest out there potentially or know somebody that might want to be a guest, reach out to us. But I've been saying, man, I want somebody like that to talk haka boogers, and I don't even know if I'd go to the extent of Ouija board, but, you know, they're breaking the stigma, but I'm talking about, like, convince me, because I don't believe in spirituality. Superhero reading isn't quite what I was manifesting, but it sounds like I want to get involved and give this a go. Yes. How long does it take?
Depends on the person. Usually going to take 5, 10, 15 minutes. Or if they have a lot of things they need to suss out, it could take longer.
Can we do one and start with him?
Yes.
Let's go.
But only if you want to, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
Let's go. Superhero reading, let's go.
This is the big thing. I never do readings of people who've never asked.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, yeah, I never do it on a person who hasn't asked. So I just have to grab my water.
I'm interested.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So you sure you want this?
Yeah, give us a crack up.
Okay.
I'm not much of a superhero kind of guy, so
I'm probably going to be more like Robin.
Now, this is the other thing I will tell people is because it's not going to be what you think it is. It's going to be absolutely not what you were thinking.
I was just thinking Garfield. So that's how off the ball I am in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. Okay, well, your superheroes come across. I know who your superhero name is. Now, remember, this is just an opinion. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say this is magically what it is. Mm-hmm. I'm saying this is how I see you.
Okay.
Okay? You don't even have to agree with it. But the reading is like, I'm giving you an honest opinion of how someone else sees you.
Okay.
Okay? Huh. Okay. Well, your superhero name is Bone Collector. It's so strange. It's like Bone Collector. And the way your power works, it's almost like you become more powerful. I don't want to say like collecting bones, like you don't go around and killing people for their bones, but I feel like, you know when you search through the ground and you find hidden bones, like paleontologists, like they go dinosaur hunting and they find out fragments of bones. I feel like you become more powerful the more you know, the more you dig through. Mm. You know, it's like your powers work. You're kind of like a weird earthbender. I'll put it this way. You know what an earthbender is from Avatar? Mm. You know, they can manipulate ground. It feels like you can manipulate the ground, but only to unravel something. Mm-hmm. If there's nothing to unravel, your power's kind of like, I'm not feeling it. It works better if I've got something to look for. Mm-hmm. If I've got a cause to look for, my powers will actually be better. And I feel like saying, when you have to do something, find something to look for, then you'll probably get better at it.
Do you know something funny?
What?
I used to always have dreams. I still do. I don't know. I'm obsessed with making money.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with making money straight up. And I used to have dreams, right? No, I'm obsessed with it. Like, I'm always thinking about ways to make money. I used to have dreams that I was finding money in random places. Like in the I'll be just sitting here like this, and then I'll be like, oh, what the hell? And there's heaps of money down there, and I'm filling my pockets with money. And I straight up still have those dreams. I'm not even trying to adapt to what you're saying. I'm being dead ass serious.
No, that's fine.
And sometimes I wake up in the morning, I check my pants to see if I got money in my pockets.
Okay, now I understand why your outfit looks the way it does to me, because the outfit almost looks like you're a land pirate, because I can see what do they call it, the Pirates of the Caribbean? But you're a land pirate, which means you like to travel sort of like on land to discover the treasure that's on land. That's what I mean. Like you can pull out the bones, and each time you get one, you put it on your necklace. And you've got one like those bones, like, oh, I found another one. Like they say, it's kind of like
I'm a pirate.
it's like you're a land pirate. Now, yeah, it's almost like I almost feel like telling you. Oh, okay, I'm just going to say it the way it's coming across. I almost feel like telling you, okay, you need to do a better job at concentrating on unraveling some of those bones that are buried.
Okay.
How do you apply that in the real world?
I'm not going to be able to sleep now. I'm going to think about this all night.
I feel like there's secrets that are buried there that you're aware of, but you're not properly looking for them. It's almost like, I'm aware it's there, but I'll just sort of leave it there. And I feel like the superhero is sort of saying, it's showing you for a reason to undig the damn thing, because it's almost like I feel like you walk away, you're looking at it, and then you look away somewhere else, and then you're like look away somewhere else. It's kind of like saying like you're getting it for a reason. Dig it up, Don't be. Oh, I don't want to say coward. Don't be a chicken shit.
I'm going to talk to you about something else. I can't talk about it on here, but I'll talk to you about. In regards to what you're saying right now, I'll tell you about it afterwards. I might be able to talk about it in another episode, but at the moment I can't.
Yeah, no, that's
but I want to talk to you about it afterwards. You just triggered something in my brain.
Oh, that's so cool. Because I feel like that's the biggest hurdle that it's right now. Because we've all got everyday hurdles. And it's saying your power is to uncover stuff. So it's asking you to use your ability to uncover. The more you uncover, the more treasure you can find, but also things to connect to your bones. That's why I keep saying bone collector. Like you need to find the lost bones, whatever the hell that means. But that's what it keeps saying to me. Is like, and the more you do, the more confident you'll become as the bone collector, as this thing pirate. It's almost like I could do water, but I feel safer on land, and so I'd rather sail the 7 sand dunes.
Do you want to know something else? I'm terrified of the ocean. I'm not even shitting you.
7 sand dunes.
Yeah.
I'm dead ass. I'm terrified of the ocean. You just said I'm not really keen on the water. Dead ass.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I don't like going out of the ocean.
But what that means is you actually you have no problem searching different lands. I have a feeling like you would actually have a natural affinity going to different places and be able to navigate the land. And but there's this no fear of like, I'll go for a look. I'll just check it out. Because the land, you have a higher connection to land than you do water. That's why I was getting you more of a earthbender than a waterbender and airbender. It's like that what it is. But it keeps taking me back. You do look a little bit like a Sandia, like the hat, but you don't have the beard like Johnny Depp does in Pirates of the Caribbean. You more like have that other guy that was
the squid face.
No. The young fella that was in there.
Orlando
Bloom.
You more look like that version of him, which means you sort of are aware you're a pirate, but you're still sort of learning the ropes. Still haven't quite got a handle of the ropes. You're still learning the ropes. That's why you look more like him as opposed to the Johnny Depp version, which is the.
Do you think once I collect the rest of the bones, I might end up like Johnny Depp?
I feel like it's more like it's no, you'll be yourself. You'll be your own you. You'll be your own. But that's how it's coming across to me. It's like it's telling you to don't be so frightened to dig where you know something is. That's what it's telling you to do. I mean, I'm not saying you must, but I'm saying tell your superhero. Your superhero is telling me to tell you. Don't be so frightened of what might be buried there.
I fucking wish I could say what I'm thinking.
It's okay,
right now.
don't. I'd rather not know.
You probably should, because
because it could spiral some bullshit that's happening at the moment.
I'd rather not know too, because then it will also manipulate where I'm going with this. It's better I don't know anything, and so that's what it's saying. It's like you are there to collect the bones, to make your necklaces, to make your things, to figure out what's dust them off. They're a part of you, so please remember they are a part of you. Don't be scared of it, no matter what it might look like. Because you know how you dig a place, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to unveil. Say, you'll be fine. You will handle what's buried there. So let that be the thing that will stop you, that's preventing you now. You will handle it. So it's there, okay? When's your next international trip?
He's never been
I've
overseas.
never been
Because
overseas.
it's telling you, it's saying, when you get the chance, get your ass overseas. You know, say, get overseas. It's like, because that's one of the great yonders that's stopping you from progressing.
Do you want to hear something else?
Well,
My 30th birthday's this year, and I had planned to go overseas for my first time for my 30th, but we've had to cancel the trip because our fence blew down. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to have the money to do it, but we've still been contemplating it. So that's kind of odd.
I'm kind of
saying
getting,
that.
is it really, you know, is that really the reason you have to stay?
I don't know.
I think it's ask yourself, you know, oh, that's a convenient interruption. I'm going to put it that way. It's a convenient interruption.
An expensive one.
Very expensive.
But the fence ain't going nowhere.
Mm.
You need to. That's what it's sort of saying.
Okay.
And remember, you don't have to do anything I say, but I'm blurbing out how it's coming across to me. And that's what it's saying. It's like, get your ass overseas. Get over that. Once you've got over that, it will open up a whole new thing of other opportunities that are not there for you because you can't get over that one. If you get over that one, these ones will fall to the side and you'll be able to do that. Okay? That's what I feel. And remember, I'm not directing you to, I'm saying this is how it sounds like it's coming across. Okay? Now, do you have any questions for me at the moment?
I have a question for you.
What?
Can you debut as the bone collector at the wrestling event? Like, come out full gimmick. He can design
He
your
has to
costume.
design my costume.
Yeah, and
though.
then you come out and you fucking do some shit.
That'd be actually
Get chokeslammed.
That'd be quite crack up, eh?
Yeah.
Maybe
Debut
it'll-
of bone collector.
I'm not
Who
opposed to
knows?
it.
Yeah, that's... Maybe.
I'm low-key wanting to
Yeah.
see that come to
If
fruition.
you want to see that,
The
drop it in
bone
the
collector.
comments.
Brother E coming out at the
Fuck it.
wrestling.
Yeah, but I do have to say, you do know naturally sometimes where there are things. You do naturally know where they are, and I feel like it's saying it's there for a reason. You know, don't just ignore it like, oh, you know, you know, don't talk yourself out of something that you know there's something there, because I think you're missing opportunities that you were aware of, but you walked past it. It's almost like here's an opportunity and you walk past it like this. It's like almost you put up like a blinker, and it's saying like it was given to you for a reason. So consider using more of that now. Okay. Yeah, those are the two big things that are coming to you as your superhero, as the bone collector. As a superhero is don't be so scared of that. Have a look. You will handle it. Or whatever you think is under there, you'll handle it. And the other one is get your ass overseas. That's the other one.
Okay.
Break that wall that's holding you back.
Okay.
That's what it's sort of saying. Okay. Yeah, I'll just.
I've got to ask, when you lean forward, like, what are you doing? Like, painting a picture in your head? Like, what's happening in this moment?
Yeah, I have to see what's in my head, because sometimes when I look at someone, it can distract me, so I've got to look away. It's like it's my way of like looking into my head, thinking, what the heck am I seeing? I remember I did this one group of ladies, fabulous ladies. I did this one group, and I was trying to concentrate, and I went like, oh, and I'm looking at the floor, and I looked up, and every single one of them were like. Seeing what I was looking at, I was like, "Oh no, it's just my process."
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you did it, I looked at your bottle because I thought you were looking at your bottle.
Oh, it's just because I always take water. Water is my cleansing to get through all that sort of stuff. But I am getting you're meant to sail the 7 lands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you like channeling something in this? Like when you're doing
See, that's when I go borderline. So to me, I always start off as it's something psychological, but I know I'm touching on areas that actually that's a little bit more than psychological. I know I am. And I've just learned to accept that. I call it more like I do intuitive stuff.
Right.
I follow my instincts, and my instincts are saying, say this. Because I'd rather say it than keep my mouth shut when I realise, oh, I may have stopped something that he should have needed to hear. Because remember, I just put it out there. Whatever you decide to use is up to you. You don't have to listen to anything, but I have to put it all out there so you can see what you've got to work with. So I'd rather just spit it all out than try and keep something back in case what if he doesn't like it? Well, it's not for you, you idiot. It's for him. So that's why I do it.
How do you feel? Do you feel
I
red?
just want to have this conversation after this podcast.
Do you feel red?
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's weird because, like, genuinely, the whole reason why I'm a 6 was just disgust. So I just, like I said, I just want to have this conversation afterwards. And I'm fasting for a buzz.
Oh, that doesn't
So
happen
go-
to you. I thought that didn't happen.
No, I didn't, but maybe tonight it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm cleansed.
You cleansed.
I'm feeling like the bone collector.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should be a wrestler.
Maybe.
Now I've got a name.
You got to go make a persona, a character. You can run with it. You can pull it off, I think. The bone collector.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your finishing move could be called the boner.
Why does it have to be so weird?
You're going to give them the boner.
What am I going to run?
You know what? You're going to finish him with the boner. Bone collector coming to you May 23rd, Foxton.
Okay.
Oh,
What
shit.
if my costume is just a big penis?
You went the wrong direction with
Your
that.
young Will, that's it. Will. Will was his name.
Who's Will?
From Pirates of the Caribbean. Was it Will? Was that the character's name?
Oh,
that was
no.
Johnny Depp's thingy?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just, yeah, that's what you look like as a superhero right now.
Okay.
It's almost like you're still working your way up to become the captain.
Okay.
That was funny.
Okay, so yeah. So, okay. Do you want to do yours?
What's our time at?
What is the time?
2 hours and 16 minutes.
Or is it
Oh,
too
yeah,
late?
we got time.
You okay? You
Yeah,
ready?
we'll run a quick one. Yeah, okay, let's go. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do yours because your name came through already.
Let's go. What is it?
Oh, I don't know. I think it needs to be Googled. What is... do you have access to the internet over there?
Yep.
To Google? What is Plymouth Rock?
Let me check.
Yeah, Plymouth. Because your superhero
Sounds
name
like
is
a boner.
Plymouth, short for Plymouth Rock. What's Plymouth Rock?
Plymouth Rock is... Hold on. Plymouth Rock is a boulder in Plymouth, Massachusetts, which was claimed to have been the site where Mayflower and pilgrims landed to
Oh,
found.
okay. Okay, I get that.
My
Okay.
finishing move could be the rock bottom.
Oh, that's really taking.
Damn.
Rock
Okay,
hard.
I
Rock hard.
know why now. I know why now. Okay, yeah, your superhero name is Plymouth, okay, and it is short for Plymouth Rock.
Okay.
So yeah, because I realised that's the rock where they anchored the Mayflower to in the Americas when the settlers came over. That's the anchor they used in America. That's Plymouth Rock. And the reason I'm getting Plymouth is because your superhero, sort of like the thing, you have the ability to turn to stone, like a full body granite stone, but I feel like it's one of those ones is like, I feel like your superhero isn't just to be like super strength. I feel like I'm trying to create a new place for people to settle, like a new land that people can attach themselves to. Because I see your superhero like smashing the land and like pulling in the boats to like this place. I feel like you're trying to create an anchor for people that are trying to find a place to be or trying to find themselves on the ocean. It feels like it's that. It feels like your superhero is there. It's like you're creating almost like anchor points so that they can set themselves on and create a new, new discovered land. Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like. That's what I'm getting Plymouth. It's like your superhero is trying to create ways or ports that people can come to and say, you can come here and you can create a new civilization. Or you can, if you're lost in the ocean, here's a place you can come and start.
Like making a statement's a place you can come for a podcast and for music and for merch.
And for other things.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of things here. It's almost like you it feels like your superhero, you're creating an anchor, they choose what it's going to be for. You just want to make sure there's something that they can attach themselves to. Because I see your superhero tuning to stone going like this and creating sort of like anchor ports that they can bring their boat in and think. I feel like you don't have one set anchor or one set thing you're trying to do. I feel like I'm trying to create a whole bunch of avenues and people use the anchor they need. That's what it feels like it's sort of doing. It's like one of those sort of thingies. So
Sounds like we need to diversify.
it's almost like saying, you know what you bring, But I think there's this part of your superhero that wants to create other avenues so that even if you're not there to see it through, they know there's this place that they can anchor their ships. That's what it feels like your superhero is actually wants to do, is discover new land or new continents and then try and create a place that these settlers can find a way there. And they can latch on, and then they can set up there. Because I don't think you're there to stay with them and help them through the whole thing. I think you're giving them the starting point. That's what it feels like your superhero does. But your superhero it's smooth. It's not like like the Thing, how he's all granite and marked. Yours is actually quite smooth, almost like the Oscar statue. You look that kind of smooth because.
Do I have undies on?
I don't see it. I don't see it. I think you look like the Oscar. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, you look like the Oscar.
Just picturing my dick in
Okay. I am honestly seeing that. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to keep doing that. Okay, I'm going. The way it's sort of coming across to me is, even though you have this ability of super strength and invulnerability, you don't use it for that. You use it to find places to create anchors for people to come and rest their boat and set up settlements and set up villages and set up organizations. And I feel like saying to you, don't feel obligated to have to create the anchor, welcome them to shore, go start building their village for them, go start foraging food for them, don't start trying to create their thing for them. That's not your job. Your job is to give them a place to anchor. And you're okay to move on to create another anchor. Whereas there's sometimes, I don't know if your superhero feel obligated, I've got to stay there longer, since I started this, I should stay there longer. And I'm sort of getting, no. Once you know they're capable of doing it on their own, you're okay to move. Don't feel obligated that I must stay here. Because you are there to create new places for new boats to come along. And I am seeing a lot. Okay, a lot of ports. I am seeing a lot. So whatever you're doing now, I will say it's probably going to diversify, and you probably are going to be doing some other things that you may not have be doing now, but I think you're going to be entering some other areas.
Feet content?
Just saying that. Well, if you want. But I have a feeling your hands will sound better than your feet for some reason.
Maybe it's the glove.
Maybe.
As long as it's not doing anything weird.
Yeah, I honestly do. I think, and remember, it's just an opinion. I'm not saying it's what it is, but how it comes across is your superhero is there to help create pathways to new lands, and so that they have, because some people don't know how to get there. I'm going to say it. Some people don't know how to get there. Some people can see the land, but they don't know where they can dock. So what you do is you're creating areas where they can dock, and they can get started. And I feel like that's where your superhero seems to be most powerful at, is creating an area that other people usually wouldn't know existed for them. You're actually creating it for them.
Mm.
And that's what it feels like. That's why I feel like you call Plymouth is sort of Plymouth Rock, because that was probably the most famous stone of the time, because of what brought the settlers, the Mayflower boat to the Americas and stuff like that. Oh. Where are you wanting to branch off to?
Not feet content.
No, you know what I mean. Career-wise.
I don't know. I'd like this to be sustainable in itself. That would be the most ideal thing in the world.
That's meaning making a statement.
Like making a statement.
Not the podcast.
Yeah, podcast being the fundamental core of that, though. So, yeah. If making a statement could sustain a living, that would be, I guess, the...
Okay, well, I feel like, let's change it. When making a statement becomes self-sufficient, remind yourself you're to move on.
I wonder where he goes. Feet content.
It's not here. All I know is it's not here. It's going to be over there somewhere. Yeah. This island is not your do-all, end-all. There will be other countries availed to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, will this be self-sustainable? No, it's when it's self-sustainable, move. Don't talk yourself out of it through like, oh no, maybe, what if it doesn't work? Well, you won't know if you don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that sort of thing. It's like reminding you were given this power, like how you were given the ability to find things that are hidden. You're given the power to anchor in new places untouched, or doesn't have the field. So I'm sort of getting to you. Yeah, I'm sort of getting to you. This is not the beginning and ending all. There's some other things coming up. And when you know you can move. Don't talk yourself out of it.
Mm.
Okay? That's how it's just coming across to me. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Because you're, you know how I said you look like an Oscar? Like the Oscar? I feel like you can actually change the metals. It's like you go from rock, then suddenly you can turn into gold, Oscar, then suddenly you can turn into silver. It's almost like your body will adapt to the new area. You know, don't worry like, oh, will I not succeed? Will I drown in this area? Like, adapt. Just adapt. Oh, well, we don't do it that way. Then fine, adapt. I feel like it's a very easy question that we make hard. I feel like that's what what I'm getting told to tell you is like sometimes we overcomplicate an easy answer. So, you know, we create layers that are unnecessary because we think there should be more layers. But no, if it can be done with that, then just do it with that. And then when you want to move there, oh, it's done differently. Well, then adapt to how it's done differently and go with that. It's like stop putting barriers in a way that don't need to be there. I'm just going to say that. This is popping off my head. Now, do you have any questions for me?
No, I can see how the concept of it works. I've never had any form of reading in my life ever. So this is the closest I've had to a reading. But it's definitely, I want to go into the hucklebuggers and stuff like that too. But I can see how it works because my brain tries to connect the dots and put links into what you're talking about and how can I relate that to something that maybe I'm experiencing or thinking or planning or something. So I can see how that works. It's an interesting concept. How do you do one of these readings with somebody for the very first time? Like, how do you do your very first superhero reading? How do you go, I'm going to go on this tangent about who you are as a superhero, sit down and listen? How does that work?
It's more, this is just how you come across to me. And I describe how you come across to me.
So we're just doing that in like a social setting, like drinks with the bros, with the beer.
I don't really do it around alcohol because that's the thing my mum taught me. Like, if you're going to go some sort of psychology or some sort of spirituality, don't do it around alcohol because it changes your mindset. Just do it when people are sober. Like, yeah, that's all sweet. But I've done it over dinner tables and stuff like that. But it's more like, because at first I used to think, oh, what if they don't like it? What if they think it's bad? And my friends were kind of like telling me, well, you're not doing it for yourself. They'll take what they want. They'll leave what they want. You know, so don't try to set it up to the things you think they want. No, you just chuck it out there and they'll take what they want. And so that's what I've learned to do. That's why I have no issue doing superhero readings on anyone because they don't have to like it. But they ask me, what do I look like? Well, this is how you look like to me. And I always tell people, it's the one time where your opinion of yourself means absolutely nothing. Because I'm not telling you what you think your opinion of you is. I'm telling you how you come across to someone else. And that's what I do. And then, like I said, when I've done the reading, I'll leave it there. Take it, leave it. It does not bother me because it's your choice.
Bone collector.
Has somebody reacted, like, you know, negatively to the reading?
Yes, I did a phone reading on one lady, and she hung up on me. I'm like, oh, and I felt really, really bad. And then I called her back and then she realized she blocked me. So I felt, this is my early days of doing the super reading. I felt really bad. And then a friend of that person who I did said, oh, my friend hung up on you. And I know I felt really bad. You know, I heard her feelings. She goes, no, she hung up on you because you were a bit too right.
Oh.
You're a little bit too accurate. And she got scared because you were saying things that she thought no one in the world was saying. And then you were just saying this, and that's why she hung up on you. Because I scared her because it was a little too close to home that she was expecting.
That's how I felt before.
How do you do it over a phone? Like,
I'll just talk to them and just say this here, come across on the phone.
Oh, so you have a conversation with them first, develop some kind of relationship or connection, and
No, I can do people I've never met. It's just because all I'm doing is I'm saying this is what it feels like, how it's coming across. And when I remove that barrier, I could just do it. That's what I mean, yeah.
I think about what you said earlier as a teacher, which is the world you stem from. you talked about reading the room and reading people, and we talked about empathy and all the rest of it. Do you think your people skills, your communication skills, your people reading skills all comes into play with that aspect of what you're doing?
It totally does. It gave me the courage to do it because what I'm doing is instinctive. I know it is. I'm talking about a whole bunch of stuff about people I do not know, saying this is how you look like. And then I used to have that fear like, oh, what if they think I'm crazy or mad or like this? Then they're just saying, no, they're coming to you to ask. So just tell them what you see and they decide. Once I got over that hurdle, it became very easy to read people because I wasn't trying to impress them. I wasn't trying to make them like it. I was giving them an honest opinion of what they look like. That's all it is. And then they decide what they do with the information. They take it, cool. If they dump it on the bin of the void, still cool. It doesn't bother me because I wasn't there to make them like the thing.
What's your selling point? Like, what are you hoping somebody that comes for one of these readings walks away with?
A re-empowerment that they can do more than they think they can. And a lot of the times when I do these readings, I'm validating stuff that's already there. That's the big thing I've noticed. When I do readings, I'm not telling you something you don't already know. I'm validating, yeah, that's what's going on. That's what it is. And then I hope with that they can walk away and then do something about it. And I have done thousands of readings. I've done thousands, done thousands. I mean, I read what's his name on 7 Sharp when they did that show. I read him on air, and then I did a reading of some of the room off air, and then they were talking about it once I sort of left. Stuff like, but I've just read so many people, and my thing is not to impress everyone. My thing is this is how, if you could ask someone, what does my circle look like? I'm telling you what your circle looks like. Yeah, and it's just become very popular.
Has there been much money in it for you?
Honestly, in all honesty, most times I do these for free. I don't ask for money. There has been the odd occasion where corporates have brought me in and say they got funding for it, so they'll give me a koha. So I've taken a koha, but no, nearly most of my readings I don't ask for money.
Right.
Yeah, I just do them because they ask me. So the whole point of the television show was that I can do it basically for free. So people can come to me and not have to pay anything. Yeah.
Well, that's massive. Well, Bo, you've had a journey and a half. You've had a massive life. You've obviously learnt and taught. And I appreciate you coming in, especially on short notice, Bo, because we only worked this out yesterday. So thank you. Kazi, DJ, TJ, is there any questions that you had for our guest?
Yeah, that one.
No. Brother E,
there's something there.
any questions?
Nah, no questions. I'm definitely have to talk to you about this reading afterwards. I'm intrigued.
And do you have any questions for us at all?
I would just say what you're doing is a really good thing. That's one of the reasons I said, I wanted to do this because I know what you're doing. And I can see the benefit it can actually have. That was one of the reasons that when you said online, oh, did you want to come along? I went, yes, actually I do, because I think I wanted you to realise that it is making a difference.
And I guess that's making a statement.
Yeah.
But what was it? I think I was just doing a TikTok live editing the podcast, and I think you tuned in.
Yeah, I was just tuning in, just watching like everyone else, and then you just sort of said, oh, hey, did you want to come on? Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, it made sense. It's like, fuck, the bro's got a journey. He does content and, he's got a great fucking voiceover voice. So let's bring him on. Yeah. So if you haven't seen your voiceover content, your food content, your TikToks, the Te Awaho Mini Fest reviews, etc., where can they see that?
Mainly on TikTok, and that's under my name, Here Turi Koka 9, which is the Maori word for August, if you're not sure. So Here Turi Koka 9.
August 9? Is that your birthday?
No.
Oh.
It's just a month that doesn't really get used. And,
my birthday's in August.
In a world where, everyone has every username in the world, most people don't use the traditional Māori calendar as their username. So I thought, well, I haven't seen anyone else called Here Turi Koka.
No.
So, yeah.
Never have I. So that works. Good originality, buff. Yeah. Do you have, I'm going to say, usually I do a summary of like, my last question to you is, what do you think of the Making a Statement podcast? But I think you kind of said that.
Yeah.
You said we're doing a great thing and that's why you're here. So I appreciate that. Thank you for acknowledging and recognising the efforts that we're putting in. It's, a lot of mahi and working full-time mahi, all of us, sacrifice and, the dedication and commitment, man. It's
Going,
next
it'll
level.
happen.
He is hoping. Episode 100. You know, we're at 29. Episode 100 is the milestone that I'm envisioning in our like collective mindset. That's going to be where something happens and we can take off from that point. Here's hoping. But if you guys are out there, the way you can help is go show somebody, go share this, go like, go subscribe and comment. If you're tuned in to the end, let us know. We want to know who our core audience is, the people that are tuning in, week out. Sunday, 8 p.m. when the episodes come out, are you one of the ones that are watching, engaging and listening? How are you listening to us? We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, all those things. How are you listening? Why are you listening? Are you still listening? If you're tuned in right now, just drop us a comment, even if it's to say, hi, Ethan.
Bone collector.
Well, yeah.
Plymouth.
I want to see what this looks like on the wrestling.
Yeah. I'm going to put it in ChatGPT. Exactly what you said.
Yes,
I'm going to take a photo of me.
You should. We'll get the clip and we'll post the bone collector clip and all the rest of it, and you could post the AI ChatGPT things and show people.
Yeah, because others have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, others have done that.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That makes sense. But no, thank you for coming along, brother. I really do appreciate it. And again, you've tuned into an uncensored, unfiltered, unscripted, unedited conversation with us, the Making a Statement podcast team. You can check us out at makingastatement.co.nz, where you can get our merch and afterpay if you need it. We've got a podcast. I've got music. I've got a new single coming out this Friday. So if you're watching this right now and you've watched till the end and you want to hear a new song from me, that's the single right there. Let Me Love You. And that's dropping on Friday, March 20th. Thank you. Which is my wedding anniversary day.
Yeah, don't forget that.
So thank you for reminding. Yeah. And yeah, that's me, Cuzzy DJ
No,
TJ.
it's not.
Fuck,
What are we grateful for?
I always forget that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you need to go to the toilet?
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought it might be because you were
not
busting.
this time.
Okay.
Brother, what are you grateful for?
What am I grateful for?
Yeah.
One thing.
Thank you for reminding me.
Oh gosh, what am I grateful for? Honestly, life.
I don't think anyone's ever said that.
No.
That's actually a fair one. I like that.
Because
Like,
you can't do anything when you're dead.
facts.
Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly.
Cuzzy DJ TJ. Hold on, you can apparently haunt people.
Well, you can try.
Don't know how it works yet. We'll work it out when we're dead. Cuzzy DJ TJ.
I'm probably grateful for. I'd say Dills.
Aw.
Because like the bro said, you placed an anchor for me. And I came, sailed my ship, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, parked my ship, put it in neutral, put the handbrake on. And then, obviously, I just got that radio. I did that radio thing, and you did that for me. And then that gig in Levin, and you did that for me. And there's been multiple gigs that you got for me, so thank you for that. I'm grateful for that.
I got you a wedding.
Oh, good, brother.
And Ethan got me a wedding, so I'm grateful for him too.
No, massive. Appreciate that. Thank you, Cuzzy DJ TJ. You're obviously connecting dots while you're doing your reading.
I was the same. I was thinking the same thing though.
What's it?
When you were saying about how you put the rock there and then we're starting, like it's allowed me to come out of my shell and stuff like that. So I think definitely I'll touch on that. I'm grateful for that reading.
Oh,
Because it's definitely
that's powerful.
There's, like I said, we'll talk about this at the end, but there's been something that's been on my mind for the last couple of weeks, today especially, and then the weirdest thing that you said there, and I was like, wow, okay, do it. That's all I've got in my mind is do it.
That's cool.
So we'll talk about this after. But yeah.
I'm going to steal Cuzzy DJ TJ's. I'm grateful for opportunities because, look, if I was just an everyday person out there, I guess there is the means of being able to go through and commit yourself like you did for the likes of getting into a wrestling ring. But I love that we've built this platform and we're dedicated and we're week in, week out mahi to the point where we do have that opportunity to now collaborate and get involved with and participate in this and get invited there. And I really do appreciate the opportunity and the doors it opens, the life experiences, the memories, the people we meet, the growth, all of that comes with it. So I really like opportunity, and the forefront of that for me is I'm going to be in a freaking wrestling ring. I think that's pretty cool in itself. Like that's childhood dream.
It's worth it.
It wasn't a point in my history growing up where I'm like, okay, I'm actually going to fulfill this wrestling ring thing, but I'm going to, and that's just because of the opportunities that have all stemmed from the hard work that comes from making a statement. So I appreciate the opportunity. I'm grateful for it, and I really do appreciate what you said too, cuz. But that's us. We're gonna wrap again. Thank you to our drinks sponsor, Loaded T-Bar. Bro, you got to have a big skull of that.
I'll just keep drinking.
Get it in you, but
I had to stop halfway through because I'm busting.
We've held you down on the mic and you've done all the talking, so I do appreciate you sharing your wisdom, bro. All the best for whatever's next in your life, and if you guys want to check out the bro's journey, his content, or maybe get a superhero reading for your own, then go to his page, his platform, and reach out to him. He put that there before.
Or drop in the comments that you'd be super keen to get him on the mini fest, and then you might see him there.
Yeah, and you can review it as well at the same time. But no, that's us making a statement. .co.nz. We're about breaking the stigma, and I appreciate anybody that is still listening right now. If you haven't subscribed yet, that's crazy.
And it's free.
Thank you, Brother E.
Bye. I'm Ethan.
Gonna happen as firefighter, ain't nobody putting it down. I'm holding it down, no common grounds. I'm making a statement, is the way to claim that you're running the town.